Alrighty. Let's get going here. Hello everyone. Welcome on in. How we doing today? Dunk. How we doing? Foul. How we doing? Maya. How we doing? Damon. How we doing? Star. Welcome on in. Hope you guys are having a lovely weekend. What did I miss up here? We got Tales of Rise, Chicken Arise. A very funny joke, Fel. I don't understand it, but it's coming from you, so I know it's very funny. I assume it's something like chicken dinner. I don't know. Oh, right. Yeah, I said all those names out of order. Maya was definitely totally first. Yep. Smile. Thank you for the awa, Damon. Awa, awa. And howdy, Star. How you doing? You gonna lurk, remain unspoiled? No worries, Damon. I totally 100% appreciate it. And 100% understand it. And appreciate it. There you go. I appreciate you for being here. You can listen to funny things that keep me super, super quiet. Either way, I really appreciate you being here. It's a funny reference to Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Okay, I see. You know, I was old enough to watch Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I just never did. I didn't like the meatball guy. Meat Wad. He just kind of scared me, and I just didn't find it funny because he was so horrifying. You know, I was never really into like the grotesque feeling. You know, but understandable. You're in sweaty. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy getting sweaty. I hope you take a nice cozy shower after. It's always the best feeling. You get to wash off post exercise, and you know, it's good stuff. It's like you're being reborn. Very nice. Well, yeah, thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm doing pretty okay myself. I guess I never said. I'm vibing. I did my first spat of homework and I already want out, but that's okay. That's just how it be. But we're vibing otherwise. We're doing pretty good. So torn on whether or not you actually want to watch this. Because you want to play it or something, Val, or which way? That's understandable. That's always kind of the risk with playing newer games, is a lot of people want to stay unspoiled. And I get that, but yeah, no. I still want to play the game. But, you know, this is a very big aside. There's a very good chance that my computer just will not be able to handle this. I'm currently at like 2/3 usage on my memory and like half on my CPU. So playing a new AAA title on that might we may crash and we may have to play something. We've got a contingency plan or something. Play a different game. We'll see. Because you might want to play it, and also like with an RPG like this, you're not going to be able to stay awake for all of it, and missing parts will hurt you. That's fair, yeah. Understandable. I can always recap though. Something new, it'll be fresh in my brain, fresh enough that I can probably explain it. Did one Tales game, haven't touched it ever since. Understandable. They're not super fun to replay. I mean they're good, but like definitely not top on my list of replayability. Like, I played through Berseria 5 or 6 times, but it was all like in a row in one long spat and a lot of new game pluses. But I don't think I would ever go back and play it again. I mean, I've had an itch while this game was like first announced. I was like, man, I want to play Berseria again, but it's like, I think I'd play for a little and be like, okay, that's enough. It won't spat, exactly. Yeah, no. I think this will be a nice change of pace. We've been doing a lot of shorter games, and this will be a bit of more of a long haul. I don't know if I'll necessarily do it like every other day. We'll see how it works out with the schedule, but or if I can even run it in the first place. We'll see. But I guess at that, let's get to the video game. But we'll figure it out as. Hello. Become a little power up. There we go. Alright. Let's can this music. I love it, but get out of here. And Dunk, you redeemed an image. You said you know where it goes, but I really don't. But look at her. She's cute. I love her. A Pokemon. I will just put her by my side for now. 5 in the corner. I'm gonna make her small because I want to make sure I don't cover any button prompts or anything. But yeah, let's get to the video game, shall we? Which Moemon is that? I don't know, what Pokemon does it look like? Laleep? That would be my assumption because that's the one I was talking about before. Shroomish, I see. They do look vaguely shroomy, so I understand that. She is a cutie, I agree. God, I love cute girls, man. But mini flippers on my lap? Can I do spot? Do that while the game loads up. How you doing? Welcome in. Hanging with my Terra Bozu buddy. This game has an autosave feature. Oh, wow. High tech. Doing good. Hope you are as well. I'm doing pretty good too. Alright, let's see. Is this gonna be DMCA? Maybe. It's an anime JRPG. You gotta watch the OP the first time. Want to swap to Fortis? Okay, I'll do that after the cutscene. We got the vague lore of the video game. Look at her going, walk in the opposite direction. Oh, she's caged though. G-Man. Oh, booty though. Okay, okay. Friend? I like her. She's gonna be my favorite. I'm calling it right now. His intros are always pog, yeah. A few years until you kids the games because you've been 20 years old. What? She's a magician too. You got guns in the video game. Let's go. Like the princess lady so far. Yeah, she's cute. And I really like Lila. So she kinda reminds me of her. So maybe she'll be good. Book lady's cool. Yeah, she's very flippers coded. I feel like I will enjoy her. He's edgy though. I will either love the edge or absolutely hate this man. We'll see. This looks fancy. It is fancy. Whoa. Exploding. I guess in 20 other enemies search is going to be. There's 3, 4, 5 and Kiwami. Hell yeah. Look older than typical JRPG characters, which is neat. Yeah, they're all like adults, which is strange, you know? It's an interesting observation. And we got this Dark Souls ass looking title screen. Great. Well, just gonna replay. I don't know if I want to listen to it again. Or how do I skip it on controller? Can't. There we go. One time is enough, thank you. Forest. Oh, I was going again though. Get out of here. Stop that. About. We are shifted slightly. And enlarge. There we go. Yeah. Howdy Flips. Howdy Birch. Alright. What did I miss during the cutscene? There was a lot of things going on. Engine isn't even real. Yeah, it's unreal. Something funny. Was that about the Yakuza thing? Or has it got something else funny? Well, like you said, knows how weird it is the main characters in every game are like children. Yeah, I mean, a lot of them are very coming of age though, so it's understandable, I would say. Blomb. We blong. Okay, so it's typical Tales. Hard, a little hard. The one that actually works, and then I'm just here for the story and the titties. So no. Combo window interest. Makes sense that they're kids for games, but for Andrew, start to be like, why are all the adults? Why aren't they doing anything? Yeah. Why are we the ones saving the world as children? What's going on here? Oh god, which one is it? I never remember which one I have inverted. I know one of them is inverted and the other isn't. In some games they say they're inverted, but they're not. Maybe they're both inverted. Honestly, the way I think about it is they're both inverted, so I'll just invert both. You invert both? Yeah. I like this. Multiple camera speed changes. That's very smart of them. Sound seems okay for the sound effects. We're probably okay. I'm blind, so I gotta tune things up. Something like that. I'm liking that they have actual PS or PlayStation button prompts. It's very nice. We're on high quality. I don't know if we're gonna stay that high, I'm gonna be honest. We'll see. Yeah, disagree. Honestly, yeah. I don't want you to see my data. Surround sound. Ooh. There's no mono. We have evolved past mono. Isn't that crazy? Graphics to the max. RTX on. Let's go. Do let me know how the sound is. We'll tweak it if it's not so right. Game, you never know.
かつて我らの母なるダナの大地は不滅だとも言われていた。
Donna.
ま
That's
た
like
レ
Earth.
ナは神々の住まう地、死者が憩う園だと言われている。
Okay, so we're gonna unite the two worlds. Is that what we're talking about here? Look at the fingies.
輝く甲冑に身を包んだ装甲兵、そして恐るべきズーグルの前、ダナの繁栄は唐突にその終わりを告げた。
Some big shoulders. Yeah, they mass.
300年前のこと。ダナの大地は5つに分けられ、レナの支配するところと。
It's cool this is like 2D and 3D at the same time.
そして今、
It's very neat.
5両の
30 or 300? It was 300.
オルブスカラグリアを治める
Kalaglia.
火のマスターコアを持つ無情なす
What? A beefy lad, though. Aliens are a fantasy anime game. I think they're probably gods more than anything. That's the heat. What is this, Texas? I'm loving the styles. This is cool. Like spaceship. That is true. They were quite literal spaceships in space. So maybe. Hell yeah, death. Porpoise, yeah. Interesting. This is a lot right up front, and I don't know where we stand. Are we in this? Okay, well, I guess we're in this fiery land then. Doesn't seem like a very efficient mine. They're just kind of all over the place. Yo, Minecraft, yeah. I'm mining. Oh no, is she going to perish? To slavery. He's just a little boy. You can't push that thing. Embedded. Oh, they're like embedded with the crystal in their hand. Get it. Was this Edgy Dad? It is Edgy Dad. He's got the funny mask. He's so... These Tales of Symphonia so far, pretty much, eh? Yeah, it's Lloyd too. Whoosh. Thanks, Dad.
待って。ありがとう、鉄仮面。
怪我はなかったか、ココル。
うん、大丈夫だよ。鉄仮面、傷が。どこに見てもらわないと。
そうか。そうだな。
Gotta get you checked up. We get control. Well, we got like a third person. That's interesting. Okay, I got the camera right first try for once. Let's go. It's cool. Waitering embedded. Okay. Just looking at the scenery, man. Big old rock. We're gonna go up there sometime. Lloyd too. Lloyd. Sorry, Iron Mask. You got hurt because of me. Don't sweat it, kid. It's not like I felt anything. That's why Doc tells you to be extra careful, doesn't he? Yeah, but at the end of the day, I chose to stick my neck out for you, and I don't regret a thing. Don't sweat it, Cole, okay? Sorry. No longer move my camera. I wanted to look at the fire, though. Go. This doesn't seem very productive, though. Am I in for fire rocks? Pop rocks, perhaps? Is Tazber's area related to this? I doubt it, but maybe? I don't know. Guess we'll see. I know this is Tyrian's area, or sequential. What was the earth in the sky? Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see. Physically cannot feel pain. This guy is edgy. Earth or dawn. Yeah, see, I thought it was on dawn. Maybe not. Maybe the earth, the sky is raining.
今日も誰かが死ぬのを見た。死体はもっとだ。
奴隷の死体なぞ。ここじゃ一
I'm
番
gonna call him Shadow the Hedgehog. Sounds about right. He's got a little gray. Maybe he's grown up, Shadow.
いつまでこんなことが続くんだ。どうして誰も立ち上がろうとしな
Hey,
い。
Mr. Arigato. How you doing?
大声を出すんじゃない。誰にわかるものか。わしに言えるのは、この300年の間にダナ人の放棄は何度もあ
Yeah,
っ
it's
た
time
が
for mutiny.
結果はお前が見ている通り
Let's
だってこ
rise
と
up.
だけだ。さてと、これでいい。傷が開かんよう、しば
Can't
ら
feel
くは
pain,
おと
eh?
なしくし
Yeah.
とけ。
Saying that he
ドク、
can't feel it
あんたは何
like
もわからない俺に
100%, so like he might
ここで
just
の
die
暮らし
without
方を教えて
realizing
く
it.
れた。それは感謝している。だけど俺は
そう焦るな。少なくともお前はわしより若い。時節を待て。自分のことも世の中のこともだ。ぼちぼち今日の労働も終わる頃だ。腐って
Really
ないで
curious what's up
風
with
にでも当たっ
the
てこい。
weird crystals in
奴隷に
everyone's
だってそのく
hands.
らいの贅沢は許される。
Strange.
だが余計なことはするなよ。ただでさえ仮面の奴隷は目立つんだからな。
部屋に戻るか。
Signed bed. Square for map. That's a little weird. Records. Check the history subscribe. Progress. See. the dawn, and people have been enslaved at the hands of the Renons. Among them is Iron Mask, a man with no face, no memories, nor even a sense of pain. Spends his days protecting fellow slaves in the wrath of the Renons, occasionally being saved himself. An cycle of forced labor. Let's see. Present, they got like lore recaps and everything. If he's a slave, why isn't there someone yelling at him? Seem pretty cool with him just doing it. Yeah, they're just kind of vibing there. Like, what are we? We're allowed to just go see the doctor at our own whim. What's men doing? They're just looking. Thanks for saving me early. Oh, cool. But he gave it like a little check. Oh, now I'm compelled to talk to every person I can. Why do I stick these weird stones in our bodies and work us to the bone till we're dead? And as if the routine beatings from them weren't enough, when they're in a really bad mood, they like to stick their zoogles on it. It feels like they're farming us, right? Like they implant the crystal in your hand and then kill you and take your essence kind of thing. Everyone, well, he doesn't and I don't eat it though. Little white crystals in his hand. Exactly like Symphonia then, yeah, right? Very... just about right. I'm kind of considering... oh yeah, he's talking about the court we were just talking about. I'm gonna... I'm considering I might change it to English at some point just for like the skit. Talking like in the background while we're walking around. Just because this is one of those games where there's text happening while you're doing things, and it might be a good idea. So we'll see what it's like. We can save and then we'll see. This won't even bet will die, and then we can do whatever we want with you. No burn. What a nice guy. Feel the blisters on their own hand and the whip more than you'd feel the whips. Right. It's true. I guess they couldn't really beat us. We don't have one of them crystals, so there's no reason to, right? How tired? Not to matter how tired you get of seeing them, you can always find a Rena and like guess hate the sky. Hate it. It's like the watching of us, keep an eye on every move. Lenegus especially is something else. There's no way you can ever hope to beat the Renons when they can build floating castles like that. So it is Rena then. Rena and I guess maybe that other smaller thing is. Since these guys are kind of jerks. I don't know. They weren't very clear about that. I wonder what those bright eyes like to burn all over the place. I tell you, it's fuel they make us mine. Reason for us to do it. Once we take it out and light it up, and that's why it's hotter than hell here. What a bunch of chads, honestly. Listen, whatever the bastards do to you, don't even think about trying to fight back against them, bright eyes. Got it? I know. Not like any of us have a chance in hell of ever beating them. Soldiers are Zoogles, let alone Lord Balsif. Shh, don't talk about this in public, you two. Who knows what they'll do if they hear you guys. What's a Chad? Just a very, very powerful person. Oh, we got another hoss in chat. A couple hosses been chat. You know the drill, fell. It's 3. I turned off stream elements at least so he doesn't give them the actual message. Wait, Iron Mask, me to catch a little shut eye. Okay, sure. Rest? Yes. Actually do anything not actually here. Okay. Good. If they're not actually here, then it's good. Then they're already bad. Does this man even have eyes, though? See. When Spain conquered the Aztecs with less religion. Ooh, the blonde hair look nice. Thank you, Vexy. How you doing? Get a hoss command going. Could do that. So this is the actual pause menu. It's just that. I guess we can't save yet. Hold on. Positions before they beat you. No. I'm getting the feeling that these green marks on the map actually did say important NPC. Yeah. So those are the ones we actually gotta talk to. Or you can get going. You're on freight hauling duty today. Hell yeah. Manual labor. Screw Haas, me and your homies hate Haas. Poor guy. Keep going till we die. Right. You're there still. Which actually does feel pain, but no one believes it. Maybe? I don't know. I could believe that he just straight up doesn't. I mean, a man without a face is pretty edgy. See him just not having pain receptors. I guess we'll see. Captain. Oh, they zoom in. Can't see his face, they can't see he responds to pain. Yes. You think he'd flinch or something, right? Only 5 people couldn't move that. Well, maybe it's just like carbon fiber or something. It's just really thin. One of them's Iron Mask, and he's a crazy godlike adventurer, right? What? Bondage in my video game? Is that the funny gun lady? Tickling you though, yeah. I mean, I guess he's a crazy edgy man. Maybe just got a high susceptibility. Pretty lucky they didn't kill. Yeah, they really went to town on that lock. It is funny, gun lady. Shot the ponytail. She's just running down train tracks in heels. Ow. No, lady, don't do it. So much to live for. Do a flip. Surprised she didn't, honestly. What? She? Really her fault, but damn, she really killed that dude and didn't even like look sorry. Yeah, she just kinda murdered the man. The Ghost Girl Avatar? I like ghosts. Well, train hijacking, let's go. We heading out west. These guys can really jump for how much armor they're wearing. First battle atop a train, let's go. Or is it just it might just be a cutscene. It really isn't wasting much time. Yeah, they're really just jumping right into it, huh? I mean, I guess it isn't a coming-of-age story like most of the other tales are, so makes sense. Zeph. This guy's pretty cool. I like him. Man beneath. Oh, they're holding hands. They're just not looking. That's a little. Is this the big bad villain? You worthless fools. Yeah. Look at his massive mouth. How they blow? I don't know. I guess they just you mix the powders in the barrel and they blow up. Like his tail. Why all the tracks blow up, even the parts the barrels didn't touch? For storytelling, you know? The lip syncing's pretty cool. It's pretty good. A lot to keep track of already, yeah. I think I'm gonna not use any of their names because I'm not going to remember any of them. This man's balls. I know that much. Balls Mahone. Was he gonna crush it? Yeah, let's go. Scratch that off the bingo card. Balsif, something like that, yeah. Joseph's brother. Are we playing a different character now? Or is this like the funny dream the guy was? Yeah, probably. So we're Al.
気がついた？
あんたは
ティルザよ。紅のカラスのイム担当。ここは私たちの隠れ家。
紅のカラス。
あら、聞いたことない？抵抗組織よ。ダナ人のね。光目どもに一泡吹かせるのが仕事。
What is it? Crimson Crow.
ダナの抵抗組織。
Falcon.
そんなものがあったのか。
あったのよね。少しは有名になってきたと思ってたんだけど。むしろ私はあなたの噂を聞いたことがあるわよ、鉄仮面さん。
Doing a ludicrously fast. Yeah, it's going kind of crazy.
ああ。なぜつけているのかもわからない。
Curious if it'll chill out once we start progressing, or if they'll just keep going balls still.
ああ、ずいぶん変わった子よね。今ジルファが尋問しているはずよ。牢屋で。
牢屋？どうして？
だって気になるなら行ってみたら？
Space for 50 hours, yeah. What a story.
牢屋で尋問だって。何がどうなってる？
Auto saved, so I guess we can return to the title then. I'm gonna try it out in English for a bit, see how it is. See, it'll be easier to understand. We're just playing through it. Seriously. So I've heard they're both pretty good. I think your brain would melt. I mean, that's me on every stream, so understandable. Want to something? I'll tell you what I can. Oh, good. We can. What is a Crimson Crow? Resistance group fighting the Bright Eyes. Liberate Katlagia from Reyna. Injuries and constant thing for us. Oh, she's the medic. I like her. She's cute. Let's go. What other question? Where's the woman? The jail. Disrupt the interrogation. Waiting. These are very, very obvious questions. Those that came down from Lenegus have been giving us help for the last 3 centuries. Of course, we can't reach neighboring towns, much less Lenegus. Current target is the Renons in Calagilia, the Lord Balsif. Let's see. She is cute, yeah. Here's the Crimson Crow's lead. Not just physically strong, he's got real schmarts. Dispensable. He's gonna die. It's the old Zion Mine, one of the Crimson Crow's safe houses. Abandoned mines like this are pretty commonplace. No shortage of places to hide out. Are we really digging mines on this place though? Everyone was just kind of digging in like a big old pavilion together, weren't they? No, I think I changed my mind. I think I might want the camera the other way, but I don't know how to change it. It's weird that there's no like options menu. Try that one. Mines or digging mines? Yes. Is there no option menu? It's just a voice. Huh? Let's see. Minds or mines? Mines. It also kind of feels like mines too, so. Fun fact, when my brother first introduced me to Minecraft, he told me about it while I was over at his house, and he was like, yeah, I found this new game. It's cool. It's called Minecraft. I misheard him and thought it was Minecraft. And when I first played the game, I was like, wait, it was mining. I see. it was something. Good to see you, buddy. Never met before, but you're definitely famous. Everyone knows you're a buckethead who stands up to armored soldiers. Man. Famous. Fire out of this realm. They want to mine through Calagia so they can get as much fire out of this realm as they possibly can. Where they're like collecting fire. Notice you don't have a spirit core in your body. Did you dig it out yourself? Really good not having those bright eyes catch you without this time. Do you have one? Do people just dig them out? Is that a thing that people do? Sound very comfy.
Damn it! So it wasn't a lie. The slightest touch is like being struck by lightning.
What are you doing?
So you're finally awake, huh?
What's going on here? What did she ever...
Mind your business.
Over here. I have no idea.
So even if you don't mean to hurt somebody, if they touch you, they get electrocuted, huh? It doesn't seem to be poison or magic. Is this the reason Balsef's soldiers were after you? For the last several days,
honestly not bad. Yeah, it seems good so
forces have
far.
been getting pretty restless.
And while
When you
these,
looked into it deeper,
you
the
have
word
both
swords
sides there.
came up over and
I don't
over
like his
again.
voice so much, yeah, but
And now we come
Iron
across Miss
seemed
Prickly
okay,
herself.
and the other guys seemed okay.
Drop the attitude. Did you really think we wouldn't find out anything about you? Miss Shion Imaris?
Shion.
That's her name? You mean she's...
I feel like this man needs some sort of
Didn't
muffle
figure
to
it
his
out
voice,
already?
you know? Like a
Yeah,
Bane,
that's right.
something
This
over
lady's
his
got
mouth
herself
while
a
he's
servant,
talking, kind of a
which means
thing, yeah.
one thing. She's a Renin, our enemy.
Yeah, but she was being chased by Renin soldiers. So then why?
That's exactly what we're trying
There's
to
no-
figure out.
Hey, dude,
After
seems
all,
alright, yeah.
Aside from the clothes they wear, there's only one way to tell a Danon from a Renin, and that's whether their eyes light up or not. Ain't that right, Bright Eyes?
Big talk for someone who can't even use astral arts. Embedded.
Don't you call us embedded.
She's a racist.
You see the stone your people embedded in me? There isn't one. Because we gouged them out the day we swore to rise up against
Has
your
he even seen
kind.
anything the bug on his head? Yeah, exactly. He's talking about getting shut-eyed when he went to sleep, and it's like, no. Ow. I like the lady's voice. I think it was
may not be
okay.
capable of using astral arts, but it looks like those thorns of yours won't do you much good in escaping here either.
Still,
Just fine, yeah.
inflicting pain on anyone who comes near you. That's one hell of an ability.
You're wrong.
What? She's going sicko mode.
You think this curse is some kind of great ability?
Curse.
Fair
Both been
enough.
cursed. Let's be
All
friends.
I know is Balsef must have his eye on you for a damn
Main
good
dudes aren't
reason. And
are the
until
only
we
ones that
find
aren't
out
causing you
why,
physical distress. Well, at least it's the important.
Ambush!
they must have tracked us down.
I don't like
Evacuate
his
as
voice.
planned.
I think I
Hurry.
agree with you.
And bring the girl. If she gives you any trouble, wave a spear in her face.
Got it.
Hey, Iron Mask. Sorry, but right now it's everyone for themselves.
What about you?
I'm going to welcome our guests. Don't go dying on me.
Come on, move.
And don't try anything funny.
Really just compliant, huh? She could just kill these guys, raising an eyebrow, but she's not. Or that dull sword, let's go, blunt weapon. Can we fight with it? We can jump. We've been able to do that this entire time.
Enemy attack!
Oh, hell yeah. There's a reason to go back. Apple gel, let's go! What's this thing? Open the menu. You can save and load your in-game progress from systems. Okay, so there was a pause menu. Funny. Costumes are temporarily altered. Aw, that's half the fun, though. We got anything fun? Weapon skins, neat. There we go. Let's just try both normal. I'll never get cameras right the first time. It feels the same. I don't know. I don't know what my brain wants. This is DLC items. What we got here? Dual wings. Let's see. A new armor for him? Let's see. Is that... Wow. So maybe not. Well, we can be Sephiroth. Let's go. This game's edgy. Sounds like someone who's trying to sound like they'd have a deep voice, but definitely don't. Yeah, pretty much. This is gonna be a bunch of costumes. I forgot this already.
An ambush. Renans are here? I have to find an exit and get the hell out of here.
I think I have. I'm gonna keep pressing the wrong button. I think I have definitively figured out that it is vertical, normal, horizontal, inverted for this video game. It feels better. Brida is arrested and try to make you rat anyone else. You have two options: either break out or find a way to keep quiet permanently. That's weird. He's angry. What the hell are lookouts doing? How do Balsif's men ever find? Oh, we got Balsif on our tails, I see. Is this Dark Souls? It really kind of looks like it, hey. It's just very bright Dark Souls.
Anyone who can fight, grab a weapon! Damn! How did they find out about this place?
Tell me. Inessential behind will make it. Okay, so we're just
These
running.
kinds of battles been going on this entire time? I just
Dark
didn't
Souls,
know.
but the lights are on. We found the light switch. Let's go. Dark Souls, bright eyes. Oh my god.
Stop right there!
Combat?
It's just a Danon. You there! Where's the Renin girl who was here?
What do you mean? Oh no, it's just a Danon. Like, what else would you expect to see here?
I want an answer, Insurgent.
I think Code Vein is Dark Souls. Yeah, it's like Code Vein. There you go.
Go to hell!
Oh.
You dare address a Renin armored soldier that way? I'll show you embedded.
Battle theme. Okay, it's bumping. R1 normal attack. Maybe this is Dark Souls. First instant up to 3, but winning certain skills is increased. Back mid-air. Arts, use your AG. Triangle, square, X. Try to restore automatically. Restore most slowly when attacking. Let's see. Beat day as I'm going to. Seriously not find actors with gravitas. Nope. Use heat actions. I will, for sure. R2 to evade. So attack and evade. That's a little weird. Perfect evasion, I see.
Talk or die!
So much for playing nice.
Okay, you can't cancel.
All right, we're up.
Is there a lock?
Real fight.
No real. Oh,
I have to do this.
yeah, I see.
I won't go quietly.
Okay, so you can't like animation cancel or anything.
You're mine. You're finished. Rising Wyvern.
Well, they yell out every single name of the combat arts, huh?
I won. I actually beat one of those
Rising
soldiers.
Wyvern.
I've got to keep going. I have to survive this no matter what.
Cave. The jump animation is not great. Give it that much. Don't they always? They totally do in Symphonia. Yeah, in Symphonia they do. That's what I was about to say. Is it makes me feel like Symphonia. I don't know if they did in Zestiria and Berseria. Not for everything, at the very least. Take on any armored soldiers itself. You don't have a chance in hell of winning. Yeah, whatever, Ozo. Like someone spray painted your hair on. What? He smells me.
No choice. Now you'll learn.
Is this a magic man? Is that what he's doing? Oh, he is. We dodge that? I don't know. Slice.
Rising Wyvern! Die! Slash! Swallow Blade! You're mine! It's over! Rising Wyvern! You're mine!
It's edgy. Mid-air fighting.
Take this! Swallow Blade! Rising Wyvern!
Oh, there's my gauge. I was wondering where the arts gauge was, but it's actually just right at my feet. Understand now.
We won.
I kind of missed having an end of battle screen, I'll be honest. Need that da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and having like the character who did the last hit up front saying something funny. It's unfortunate. That woman was completely unarmed. How the hell did she get a weapon? Now that I'm complaining, save my ass, that's for damn sure. Oh no, she's in trouble though. They just talking. Though. I think it's okay. Maybe just wait it out. Oh, looks pretty good. Yeah, feels alright so far.
Xian V. Mayor Imaris Daymore. I hereby detain you in the name of His Excellency Lord Bulseth.
Damn it!
Throw down
I was
your
so
weapon.
close.
Get that gun. Dingus, why would you do this?
What the? You've got some kind of death wish? Those are armored soldiers you're...
Shut up and get out of here!
What are
while
they
you still
talking
can.
about? They're sharing
Suicide
recipes.
slave. These are Renin affairs you're meant
And battle sandwich cooking in Banther. Yeah, exactly.
We've got
Isn't,
a
I
better
really
chance
hope
working
they bring
together.
back cooking. It's
Besides,
the
I
most
don't much feel
important
like
part
being
of
indebted
any
to a
Tales
janitor.
game.
Fine, suit yourself.
Combos are action strung together with no gaps. No attacks are set limit, while arts can continue until AG runs out. Separate on ground and air, using art to go between them can extend a combo. Let's see. Animation returns for multiples. No stale moves. I see.
Word to the wise, I call my own shot. Just stay out of my way and we'll get along quite well.
Keep thinking that that's basic attack, but it's not.
Don't expect any promises.
Damn it, Bennett!
I got aggro on both of them. You're not even trying.
Rising Wyvern!
There, one more.
You're mine! It's over! Rising Wyvern!
So you got a friend with a gun. Yeah. At that
Why did you
range
help me?
support. Ooh. This is
What
different.
could a Danon like you
Is this
possibly gain
Yakuza?
from helping a Renin like me?
Trust me, I've no great love for Renans. I guess I'm just not as consumed with hatred as some.
What?
Have we met somewhere before?
Me? Friends with
Yeah,
a
I've been
Danon?
seeing you in my
Can't
dreams.
say I've had the pleasure.
Well, when you put
Because
it
it never
like
does that. I mean, like the start of
Yeah,
Yakuza 0 where
silly
it's like a
question.
gray screen and you're like,
I don't
freeze
remember
frame on the
anything about my
characters.
past. Don't have any clues to go
You're
on either.
hot, duh.
Not even my own face.
Let me get this straight. You don't know what you look like, but you thought I might somehow recognize you?
Games that aren't in
Something
Zero.
like
Well,
that.
Zero's the one I've played the
Guess my helping you back
most.
there wasn't as self-sacrificing as I made it out to be. Besides, I can't feel pain anyway, so it's not like...
Wait, you really can't feel pain?
Yeah, it's just another thing I don't have. No pain, no face, no memories. I only know one thing about myself, and that's that I'm a slave.
You have gray hair.
What about your
you know that.
name? You must have one, right?
Name's Iron
Iron
Mask.
Mask. Got the name from the person who found me. Said that this way I wouldn't forget I had a real name out there somewhere.
In Kwame too. I mean, yeah.
I see.
I put most time
So
into
where to
Zero.
next?
Outside, silly. What do you think we fought all this way for?
Silly. She has the hots for us already. You can tell.
Stay sharp. We're going in.
Okay, Shion. They can swap to Shion. That's cool. Got like a different screen. And sign arts, you learned each different buttons. 3 on the ground, just total of 3 to use in the air. Spec available. Auto can use all. You can press square to uncheck. Let's see. Sentence, I see. Oh, and you got like the count thing at the bottom there, right? That you can get like mastery by using it more. Interesting. Looks like we can't change Shion's. It's not actually being ready yet. We ran on calling it right now. Yeah, it kind of feels like it, hey. Skits, what did it say about skits? It said something about R1.
Can you even see out of that thing? Like, at all?
So the skits are this way now.
course I
That's
can.
cool.
How else do you think I managed to avoid tripping everywhere I go?
What is that thing anyway? It doesn't look like anything
'cause it's
Dan
Renin.
and I've ever seen.
Beats me. I don't remember anything about my past. When I came to, I was already wearing it. If I could get it off, I would. Damn thing makes it hard to eat. And I can't scratch my face when it itches.
You have a
It's
face
the
to
worst.
scratch.
Honestly, I'm just impressed you've managed to survive this long looking like that. I'm sure you attract attention wherever you go.
Most of the other Danons don't pay it any mind. It's in everyone's best interest to just keep their heads down, focus on their work, and
How do
pretend they
you
don't notice.
eat? Yeah.
What about the Renin soldiers?
It's a lot of questions.
Didn't they notice?
The guards? They're more the kill first, ask questions later type. Be in the wrong place or step out of line and you're dead. Mask or no mask. That said, as long as you keep your head down and don't cause trouble, they mostly ignore you. Honestly, sometimes they don't look all that keen to stir up trouble themselves. A friend
Maybe
of
he
mine
has like
said
an
it's
air
because if they
hole that
kill
he
us
can just
without a good
pour
reason,
things in to
it
eat.
could delay the work and put them behind schedule. At that point, it'd be their necks on the line. You should know more
Like
about all
Proteg's
that than
voice? Me
though,
too.
right?
I don't serve any of the lords. But I see what you mean. After 3 centuries of Renin rule without much upheaval, it's possible the soldiers might be losing their edge.
Like her voice too. Yeah, I
All
think
this
both of
trouble
them.
we've caused might be the first
Silly.
excitement they've had in a while.
I feel like that word really
I
kind
don't
of
plan on
broke it
getting
up.
killed for their amusement.
Hello. He's just standing there. Man standing
Glad to see you
emoji.
made it. I heard you managed to escape.
I heard you
I didn't
managed to
expect
escape.
to see old Iron Mask with you. In any case, we're all wanted by the Renans. It'll be easier for everyone if you both just come with me.
We just killed this man.
Where are the others?
Like
They're
his
waiting for us
voice.
up ahead. Come on.
They're waiting for us up ahead. You liked him. The silly. They really are waiting for us, huh?
Stay where you are, dissidents.
Just look at all these soldiers. How badly did they want to destroy this hideout?
Move it too, not like any else.
Apprehend the traitor. Slaughter the rest.
If you just don't like any of them, then it's not an issue. I like to give them the benefit of the doubt, but sometimes it's just don't hit, you know. What? Girlfriend's dead already.
Sion!
This anime? What?
Sion!
You okay, lady? Oh yes, just stick your hand in there. Yes. Eyes glowing, so he is a Renin then. Is that what they're getting at? Here's the edgy fire sword we saw in the cutscene. It's just some dumb sad. Oh, it's the funny orb from the cutscene.
Impossible.
The Master Core. He was embedded within her all along.
Of course,
No
the
matter.
Master Core.
Kill her if you have to. Just retrieve the core.
An insane pace, yeah. This feels like a chapter 3 development. Roman Guard voice has just been terrible. Yeah, I mean, they're probably the same guy. Schmelt. He's just, a little concerned. It's the golden snitch. What? Back it goes.
You okay?
We are
Your arms!
burnt to a crisp.
Oh, yeah. How about that? Guess it's just as well I can't feel it, huh?
You're not in agony?
God, you wish that were
Are you
you.
serious?
Cancel absorb
Hold
without
still.
orb. Wow. Funny. Eyes really do.
It's one of my healing arts.
A sword that sears the hand of he who wields it, and a healing art to mend. A man numb to pain, and a woman whose very touch deals nothing
You
but.
guys make the perfect couple.
Thank you.
All right, let's rout the bastards and finish them off before the surviving stragglers have a chance to regroup. Iron Mask, you coming?
Definitely. I'm not about to go back all that way alone.
So I guess you're not planning on releasing me, huh?
Sorry,
Come with us,
you're
lady.
coming with us.
In that case, there's one thing you should know. No one uses that flaming sword without my say-so.
Yeah, well, I mean, I
You
think
needn't worry on that
you'd
score.
like
I
consent to
doubt
pull
many
an
of us could
orb
get
out of your
close to it in the
chest.
first
That's
place.
understandable.
Who would want to?
Why would we go back at all? I don't know.
The blazing
Just gonna
sword.
go chill in the cave for a little bit.
It just might be strong enough to match the power of a lord. No, maybe even to surpass it.
Are you sure you're okay?
What do you mean?
Your wound. That soldier nailed you pretty good. Not to mention those flames bursting from you.
Oh, so she's
They only hit
full
my
of
master
flames,
core,
and we
so
just kind
I'll
of
be
like popped
fine.
a hole in it.
And the flames weren't even hot. It's probably because they're just a manifestation of the astral energy. Honestly, I'm more surprised that you really are incapable of feeling pain.
Did you think I was faking?
No, I believed you. I guess seeing you stay calm while bearing those burns to your hands just really made it hit home for
Literally
me.
burnt it into your mind, huh?
It's ironic. I have no problem hurting anyone who touches me. But as soon as I try to wield that sword, it's me who gets hurt.
Do you wish you were impervious to pain too? You realize you could burn your fingers off without even noticing, right?
So what? All I need right now is power. And up until now, I haven't come across anything
So,
stronger than that
Survivor
blazing
getting
sword the whole time I've been doing this.
pretty much.
You really don't care what happens to you as
They
long
gotta
as you
stick
get what you're
together.
after, do you?
Don't talk like you know me.
Whoa.
Ah,
Edgy.
you... You're right. I don't get you. I don't get why you're so quick to throw it all
We
away.
just met and we're already having
Not
a
when us
lover's
slaves have
spat.
never had a choice in whether we lived or died.
I feel like this story could use, like, I don't know, some explanation. Yo, we befriended Shion. Let's go. Game looks a lot prettier compared to the Olymps. Yeah. These people like a family or town. Yeah, it seems very, very disconnected, considering we're both just like strangely orphaned people. And it's like these people exist around us, but like we're not grounded anywhere. I don't really know where I am, you know. As Zephyr 2. John specializes in gun-based long-range and astral arts. Hit enemies from a safe distance, use healing, cost CP. Auto mode is enabled to prominently target flying and astral art enemies. I see. Oh, my boy Zephy. Oh, cure points. Shared across the party. Interesting. Interesting. Speaking strategy, good. Details about them and adjust them, or can be saved. Oh hell yeah, we got gambits. Let's go. Fight autonomously, but the use of recovery and support are determined by your strategy. Good, good, good. Can only be used on the character that you currently control. To do so, in the menu and select an item. Except for items that revive them from KO. Never use them automatically without permission. They always ask. Away from it. Oh yeah, it's like straight up Final Fantasy 12 gambits. Liking it, vibing with it. Okay. Always. Just always. How do I turn it off? Yo, gambits, yeah. I'm vibing with it. I think Berserk had something similar to this, but not quite as depth. That's cool. We can res, cool. Funny laser. Let's see. Guess we didn't get Zephyr then.
Our cover's been blown here. Get a move on. We're moving to another base.
AI cap. How you doing, by the way, Cube? Sorry, I zoned out. I read your message and didn't say anything. How you been? How was your stream earlier? Come on. Where's that funny rock we saw at the start? Spooky. Orbis Kalagli. The environments are really pretty. I like them. It's kind of samey in this area, but it's still
Flannery
very
Castle,
cool.
stronghold of Lord Balsef, self-imposed ruler of all Calaglia.
I've never seen it from this close before.
Orbis will continue to be funny.
That's it, all right.
Welcome to
Next to it are the
Orbis.
gates of fire. Take a good long look while you still can. That wall is what we've come to tear down.
Isn't this just Diablo 3?
The only thing standing between us and
Weird
freedom.
area for first area. It's kind of neat. Yeah, it's a strange change of pace. Like, it's not going forest, desert
Let's go.
kind of a thing, you know? Starting right into the fire and the flames. Like, this feels like a third last area kind of a thing, you know? Like, going to hell before you go to fight God after. It's very, very neat. We got like the heat waves and everything. This is snazzy. Usually like a forest or prey, something for you to get your bearings before you jump into weird areas. Yeah. No, they go in with all the weird geometry here right from the start. This is blue arrow. Is that where we started? Yeah.
Be careful. If you get close to a Zoogle, they'll attack.
Zoop. Got an enemy will initiate a battle, defeating all the enemies in the road with experience. Defeated, you will wipe out. I see. Understandable. Time to do battle. It's options on the menu to change your character's control. Semi-auto. Only wish to casually dabble in combat. I see. They call it a wolf. Zoogle is not intimidating at all. I feel like Zoogle is like a branching term for like all the monsters in general. Yeah, because this guy's called a wolf in the top, you see. Mega Laser. Hello, Palatino. Mega Ray. Camera is a little lagging behind. Wow. Bonked.
Whoa, take a look at that.
You can see like everyone's levels and stuff there. Cool. Mega Ray, you're mine. Yeah. That's not gonna get old. It's the staple of the series. It's okay.
Don't fight any enemies you can otherwise avoid, alright?
Makes
I
sense.
mean, we could, but
We
like,
try
I
to
want to
take
fight
them
him
all, there'll be
anyways.
no end in sight.
But we gotta level up, right? Well, he's level 9 though. This might not be a good idea. Oh, good lord, we are dead. Thanks, Shion. Just slapped that man out there. Okay, this may have been a mistake. Instant death, yeah. I mean, they did tell us to avoid it, so I mean, -4 score, let's go. We did it for the chest, though. Bottle. Heals KO and restores HP.
Seems you found something good. Supplies like that are valuable. Never overlook them.
Amazing chest ahead.
Got it. I'll remember that.
Oh, what an animation. You going? One things I never liked about the characters that don't feel pain is they treat it like a superpower. Yeah. Though this guy, in this story at the very least, he's talking about it as like a curse, which is good. Antidote riot. Storing it together with food will make that food last longer. Wow.
What a weird stone.
I sense a strange power from it. We should gather as many as we can find.
It looks real. It does look pretty real. It's pretty darn snazzy. I'm surprised my computer is not imploded. How you doing, Mac? Welcome in. Campfire? Dark Souls?
Let's stop a moment to catch our breath.
But I've barely worked up a sweat.
Speak for yourself. What do you want, a medal?
Yes.
Doesn't look like we're being followed. Fail to grab these
Doing
rare
alright?
moments
Hell
of flight
yeah.
when you can.
I'm doing alright
You'll end
myself.
up regretting it later.
You're the boss.
Being out. Story, HP, and CP. Watch skits and cutscenes you previously viewed. This is gonna be
Normally, we should take
real
turns standing guard.
Final
But
Fantasy
this first
15
time, I'll
vibes.
watch over things so you two can rest easy.
We've got like the
Never
advertisements there.
watched a fire like this before.
I don't like
It's
that.
surprisingly soothing.
Well, aren't you getting
And they
comfortable?
usually have some kind of magic
You
attack to
realize there are
heal.
still
Or
Zoogles prowling
they'll tend
around
to
out
disintegrate
there,
their
right?
bones because they don't roll over at night.
Don't be
Yeah.
a spoil sport. It's important to let your mind and spirit relax. Does you a lot more good than you might think.
You're back. Welcome back, Birch. We got
Zephyr,
Thank you for the
why
hydrate.
aren't you concerned about who I am?
You feeling left out, son?
No, it's not that.
News. Reiko U is now
You
live
said
on
you wanted to
Twitch.
fight so
Yeah.
that you can live a free man.
Got
At
the
this
news
point,
ticker in the
That's all that matters. Even if it somehow turned out you were a Renin, it wouldn't be such a big deal.
foreshadowing.
A Renin?
Until we know who you are, we can't rule anything out.
Why does
Besides, we've
15-year-old
already got
call
Shion
me
with us.
son?
At this point, what's one more Renin as long as they're on our side?
So you don't see every Renin as an enemy?
Our goal isn't to hunt down and kill all Renins. We only arm ourselves as much as we need to set ourselves free. If you can
What a
believe
good
it,
boy.
not every
He's
Danon
definitely
agrees with
gonna
what
die.
we're doing either.
Are you saying we have enemies among the Danons?
Among?
Not quite. They're just not up for rebelling, per se. The thing you have to remember is that everyone has their own path to walk.
I'm not sure I understand.
That's okay. Just focus on what we have to do
Amongst.
right now. However, the time
Be
will
head of the
come
curve
when
saying
you'll need
he's
to
a Renin.
decide what
This
to
game's just
do for
laying it on
yourself.
thick. Yeah. I mean, his eyes were glowing. We can't see his eyes, and that's the thing that tells you what a Renin is. And I mean, he's different. He has the funny silver hair. Like, yeah.
How come you don't have a scar on your hand?
A scar?
Because I'm a
What do you
Renin.
mean?
The Crimson Crows all tore off their own spirit cores, right? But your hand doesn't show any signs of ever having a core like theirs. Why not?
I don't know.
I
You tell me.
don't know. I don't remember anything about myself from before Doc found me.
Seriously? You have that mask, you don't feel any pain, and you just happen to know how to fight with a sword? No way. You must remember something.
I'm not lying if that's what you think.
Oh, he's
Believe
angry.
me, I wish I knew who the hell I am, but I don't. It's funny how I didn't have any time for soul searching while digging up rocks in a mine.
But wouldn't you have
Still.
lots of time
Are
during
you
that,
saying
though?
you told us everything about yourself?
Zephyr,
It's bad manners to pry when you've got plenty to hide yourself.
But I don't.
you're not gonna ask me about my
In my
past,
new hair
too?
color, you're gonna block.
Only when I think it's necessary. You're
Yeah,
a
let's
real
cancel
man
Shion.
of mystery, I'll admit. That said, I'm not
It's
gonna
high
get
level
around in someone's
digging. Yeah, he's
business
just
out of
very
curiosity.
focused.
If you remember something and feel like sharing, you're free to do so.
She tap.
For now, I think that's good enough.
Right. Thank you.
It's definitely a step up from the old skits, like in Symphonia, where it's just like little squares with heads, their mouths flapping away.
So this whole you not feeling pain thing,
Haven't
is
we
that for
covered
real?
this?
Why would I lie about it? And why would you care anyway?
No,
Like
it's
her
just,
cute curmudgeon
you know,
Shion.
I can't imagine
Yeah.
what it's like.
He's
That's all.
definitely cute.
As
I
a
still think
slave,
Book
I'd
Lady
say
is
it
gonna
has
be
its
my favorite.
advantages and disadvantages.
Oh?
On the upside, when Renin soldiers push me around, I hardly flinch. The downside's that I get injured without even noticing.
Are we
Which
back
means I could be
mining
knocking on
again?
death's door and not even realize it.
But it's dark out
Really?
there. We can't go mining at
Sure.
night.
I may be numb to pain, but it doesn't make me immortal or anything. Still, I wouldn't have noticed any of this if someone hadn't pointed it out to me. If not for my fellow slaves, I'd be long dead, lying in a ditch somewhere.
Do you think this man feels hunger? He doesn't feel pain, but like, does hunger count as pain? You get hunger pains, right? It's like, does he know when to eat, or is it just like the daily grind has been keeping him alive?
A master core, huh? Now I see. So that's why Balsev's cronies were
But they
so
save money
desperate
on
to
facial
catch her.
animation is just having the character
Is
wear
that
a
what it's called?
mask.
The jewel in her
Pretty
chest?
much. It does come off later, though. We know that from the
Oh,
opening cutscene.
right. You don't remember a damn thing, do you? Ah, fair enough. Guess it's time to fill you back in.
Wait, did that insinuate
Tell
he
me,
forgets everything
you ever
every
wonder
day?
why we Danans are made to work ourselves to the bone,
Or is this talking
day
about
in,
like
day out?
history?
Well, when you put it like that, I always just assumed we were mining resources for them.
We're the
But
resources
don't you
who are
think it'd be
mining for
quicker if they
them.
used all that high-powered tech they have? Why go to all the trouble of relying
Because
on
we're the
weak human
resource.
labor? Listen.
Weird
what the
that he
Renans
said
are
human
really
and not
after isn't
Danan.
resources or minerals.
We're not on Earth or anything.
It's astral energy.
Budget. Facial animations later. Yeah, exactly. That's how games work.
They're harvesting the astral energy that sleeps inside
Yeah,
all matter.
okay, they're
in life
harvesting
forms.
us.
And they're doing it the same way they have for the past 300 years.
Is he
using
cute
us
though? Does he got a
Danans as mere
butterface?
siphons.
He's pretty edgy, for sure.
Right. They have machines for minerals, but extracting from Danans requires spirit cores. Any
It's
astral
like you should
energy
know.
collected
And the other
passes
slaves
through a
seem to know.
spirit
Yeah.
vessel on its way to being
Everyone
stored in
seemed
the
very
master core.
confused. I mean, I guess we do stand out. Maybe we would know
But
something.
why go to the trouble of collecting all this energy in the first place? Do they really need all that juice just to use astral arts?
It
Building a
determines
super
the
weapon.
sovereign.
Oh, so it's a
Is that the
political.
Renan ruler?
Exactly. 5 lords, each doing whatever it takes to gather as much astral energy as they can and store it in their master cores. Whichever of them manages to accumulate the most power at the end of their contest is crowned the ruler of the Renan motherland. A new crown contest, as they call it, is held every decade or so.
So
Why
you
has it been
see,
going on
the
non-stop for
master cores
300
are the
years?
receptacles in which the lords store their power. And we Danans are sacrificed, so the Renans can choose
So
their
much
new ruler.
edge jargon being thrown around. Yeah.
Suddenly that's what our people have been dying for
Welcome to
this whole time?
Tales.
Relax, hero. You're not the only one who's bent out of shape about the whole thing. There are two
Epic
things that I
powers,
haven't
no
been able to
dunk.
get my head around yet.
Wheel. It's practicing.
What business would a Renan have stealing a Master Core? And what's the deal with that blazing sword?
I think the sword is a physical manifestation of the Master Core's astral energy. As for why it took the shape of a sword, well, I don't know any more than you do. Honest.
And that stuff about needing your permission to use it? What was that about?
I'm the only one of us who can control the Master Core to some extent. Without me to adjust the flow of astral energy, the sword can't take a physical form.
What do you want out of this? You may be one of them, but you don't strike me as the ruthless oppressor type.
I'm going to take down all of the lords.
Wow. Gutsy princess.
Never thought I'd say this, but I like the cut of your jib, Renan. Very well. As far as we're concerned, the struggle continues either way. And with that sword on our side, our chances of victory just increased. That is, of course, assuming we can count the two of you in.
41% chance of winning. Oh, you got underboob lady? Oh, you got Sada?
Fine by me. After all, it sounds
You
like
go,
we're after
girl.
the same thing anyway.
Yeah, overthrow the state, girl boss.
Honestly, I'm still a little confused by all this. But if it's a choice between this or going back to being a slave, then I choose to fight.
Then it's settled. Together
So
we'll
picking up to
overthrow
like 10
the
minutes
Renan
and more.
lords.
Oof.
And first up on that chopping block is Balsef, the wild
All
beast.
Seth, he
Sound good?
says. You and me both, Iron Mask. Yeah, he really is the insert character, huh? We're all a little confused here. Ballsack, Balsef. What? Edgy. The orb. It slumbers.
I've gotta hurry.
He named Ballsack, right? Jammin' in theme. Let's go.
We have another secret hideout in
Ulzbek.
Ulzbek, not far from here. We should be able to meet up with our comrades there.
It's remnant. Good morning,
Cut it
princess.
out. Didn't anyone ever tell you it's rude to stare?
I know I already asked you this, but are you sure we haven't met somewhere before?
What's so hard to understand? I'm Renan, you're Danon.
But are we
There's
Danon,
no
though?
way. Besides, I'm from Lenegus. Trust me, wherever you were
What happened
before
to
you
all the
lost your
fire?
memory,
Yeah, it seems a
we'd
lot
never crossed
darker now.
paths.
Just all
Lenegus.
burnt out.
You mean the same Lenegus that's up in the sky?
Going to Uzbekistan.
I've heard it called the Renan's Castle, but I never imagined people actually lived up there.
I mean, it's a
Well then,
castle,
where
right?
did you think we all lived? Didn't you see the Renan lords descend for the crown contest?
And
Stupid
how
question.
long ago
Ask her
was
wearing a
that?
mask like that. Yeah,
Well, the
right?
current contest started
Haven't
7
we
years
met?
ago,
I mean,
so
Then I
you're
wouldn't
like
remember.
silhouettes.
just how far back
Do you remember
you
my
remember?
pecs, lady?
About a year, give or take. That's how long ago Doc found me.
1 year.
Dancing, or are we dancing? We're
I know.
dancing.
I'm sorry, but there really is no way we could have met.
Guess not.
It's not. What do we do with the fire? Let's see. This game just don't let me go back here. Free roam in my video game? Wow, Smokey's gonna be pissed. I think the forest is already screwed here, slime. And I don't think it's bouncing back from this one. It's gone. I like the sort of like kind of like almost cel-shaded-y, comic-y feeling to the skyboxes. Like a painting. It's very cool. It's gonna leave it burning. Irresponsible. Why even have a campfire on this place? Like, why did we need this to camp? Why couldn't we just, like, sit down next to a rock somewhere? I feel like you'd want to be away from a campfire when you camp in here. Does it look cool? Yeah. Snazzy. And the parallax is very, very neat. Cool effect.
You should be able to eat this. Whenever you find some, make sure to grab
Treat?
it.
Okay, it sounds like we will be cooking at some point.
Good to know.
Definitely.
Definitely. Definitely edible or definitely good to know? Do you think I'll die if I just jump? Is there fall damage in this game? What do you guys think? Yes or no? Hot and bright all the time. Hard to get sleep, yeah. Oh, it was water though. I guess we'll never know. Sage.
What's this thing?
What's this thing? It's sage. Before 20 feet away from the campfire, yeah. No. Cook before eating. Raw is dangerous, I see. Okay, but I gotta know. We can just jump off things or we're gonna die. Minecraft water bucket strat, yeah. Maybe we don't. That was a pretty far fall there. Let's go this way.
There.
It vibrated my controller, which generally implies damage. If we were to take damage, it would have happened there, right? Can't go into the character menu. Maybe hand fishing. I like to imagine he caught it in his teeth and he just puts the mask back on after. Come on. Did we take damage? We're at 408, so it doesn't seem like we did. I just gotta know. Yeah, no, we just roll it out. We did not take a single point of damage. Let's go. No falling damage. I was the only one who believed that we would survive. A shroom? Oh, the Moim. Come on in, Fluffy. How you doing? Got the fish because he magnetized to his mask. Yeah, as we all know, carp are magnetic. I love when games do this.
We're so high up.
Masked dude is vaccinated. Maybe. He seems like a responsible fellow. That's cool. Remember, got the summer fluffy. Alright, fluffy. Got the 5G in him. That's why he's magnetic, exactly. Give us something nice to look at. Iron Mans can take a nice look. I haven't tested this outfit, so we flump fit. Where do I? Oh god, camera controls. I wonder how it controls on keyboard. Not very good. I don't like that. I don't like it when it's zoomed in. It's also a reversed camera controls. I don't like that. Back to controller. What is that thing? Praying mantises? It always bothering me that you know absolutely nothing about any of these characters. Do any of them have like a mom who's worried about them?
That is one enormous stray.
I don't think we can take it right now.
I assume Lady Friend does. She's probably like the princess to the queen of the ultra god country of Rena or whatever, right? I don't think we do. Her family is probably long gone. Zephyr, I'm going to guess Zephyr has like a younger sister. But no other family. Oh, he's one of them Maleficent enemies, isn't he?
That's not your run-of-the-mill enemy.
I kind of want to try. This is a bad idea. Can I save? Manual saves, good. Let's go. It's gonna be like level 25. 43! Oh my lord. Insta-death incoming, yeah. Oh my lord. It's over! Mantis is over. He has 219,000 health. I see. We're not. Oh no, Shion. Oh. We have been resuscitated. We're okay. Got this, man. Easy. Just gotta perfect dodge everything he does. Easy. Whoa. Yeah, how many times are we gonna say these words in this battle? Let's see. What? Oh, we killed all three of us in one hit. I see. Mega Ray, here I come! Oh. We don't... The party wipes out a normal fight and loses. It costs CP to recover in the same area. Still return to the same area even with no CP. You won't recover HP, meaning that retreating to accrue CP can still be wise.
I can't believe this.
I see. Interesting. So you just kind of lose your mana when you die. Interesting. I'll still save us time and just load, though. Is this it? Yes, that was it. Wonder if you can walk out of bounds? Like, out of the fighting bounds? Like, just kind of walk away. Hit the bricks if it sucks, kind of a thing.
That is one enormous stray.
So what
I
and
don't
how
think we
is
can
this
take it
game? It
right
is
now.
Tales of Arise. It is part of the critically acclaimed Tales of series. It's the newest one. It came out just a few days ago, and it's good so far. Out of fighting balance, we'll see. I'll try on this puppy. He's an armadillo. Wait, we're in a different place now. Nah. We're not actually fighting where we found the guys. It's just kind of like in a ring somewhere. So we gotta roll. I get it, because he's an armadillo. Or you can air dodge.
Right. Give them all we got. You're mine. Rising Wyvern. It's over. Talon Storm. Rising Wyvern.
Wow. Now you run in
I'm sure I
Vesperia?
can put this to use.
I don't know. I never actually played Vesperia. I can't remember how it is in Berseria either, but I feel like it might be something like that. Yeah, like you go to the out of the bounds and hit a button. Like casting a spell, I think. No, yeah, really, I haven't. It's one that I intend to, and I do own the remastered. Simon gave it to me one day because it's his favorite, but never got the pleasure to play it.
Easier said than done.
No excuses. It's up to us.
Thanks, Shion. I'm just gonna intentionally take damage so she can heal me and level up her spells, honestly.
It's not going to play.
What? Oh god.
Okay, here I go. I'll run you through. See ya. Rising Wyvern. Storm. You're on. Tusk Cannon. You're mine. Rising Wyvern.
There's gotta be like a break bar or something, right? Like, feels weird that I can't tell when I'm able to commit to a combo.
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind
Positive
you, Fiona.
scores somehow. We got the hard bone. Wow. Spear was good. I've heard it's very good.
What's this thing?
What's my favorite number? I don't know. I go back and forth between a lot of them. I like 256. It's a pretty good one. 234 is pretty good too. 37 is nice. And 7's the classic. It's kind of always been up there. So, Hardbone Awog. Yeah. What's your favorite number?
Rising Wyvern.
I'm only getting started.
I'll run you through.
69 an easy choice. I don't really like 69, to be honest. Sometimes in odd numbers you get the odd picture. Sure.
Rising Wyvern. I'm on it. Rising Wyvern. You're on.
Got a real fondness for 25. That's fair. I like 125 more than 25. Like 25 times 5, you know. Percentage again. Like 8, 28, and 64. That's fair. Classics. I don't know where I saved this in it. The 25 EU stinky number? Hello? It's 5 cubed. It's a nice perfect number. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully. It's the dumbest line. But let me. It's tiny. Favorite number is 2. Why is that, Maya? It's because it takes 2 to tango? Or 2 can be as bad as 1. Because everyone knows that 1 is the loneliest number, kind of thing. It's just nice. That's fair. You can actually count to it. I gotcha. Quite the picture. I know. I don't like it. It mocks me. Relieve numbness when rubbed. Prize foes have maintained the same posture. It's Robitussin. You could, but you won't. I see. Declaration, do you think you could draw leg assets with this skirt? Yeah, that sounds cursed. What if Flippy commissions you too? Oh. How much money would it take, man? Oh. Honey bird. Woohoo! I see. Understandable. Have a nice day.
It's an owl. They're often used as a symbol to represent ancient Dana.
Something in it for adventurers who choose to track them down. So that's the achievement collectible. I see. Got what, a dog tail? Wow. Powerful. Can you like? Can you not change where they are? That's like a staple of the game, with like the attach points and everything. That's sad. Oh, he's moving. That's dumb. It's unfortunate. You're saying this, but cover up the feet with this. What do we got, Dunk? A little bit bigger for that one. So let's bring it over here. So it's not covering up the 3D game. I feel like it's important to see this game. I'm not sure if I agree with this, Dunk. I'm sorry. Maybe. Supposedly fact. Most powerful race in the world. Says Kush King. I don't know about that. Covers up my feet. Holy. Did that owl kill a dog? What's going on behind my head there? What do you mean? Are you talking about Floofy? That's Floofy. He's there. It's just like the other Floofy outfit, but summer. Alright. Where were we? Did we do everything here? I gotta keep an eye out on trees and stuff for birds, I suppose. That's what the game has just taught me. Those were tales of arson in my... This game is very, very arsony so far. Maybe you'd like it. Filipinos are a race now. I mean, yes. I guess they're more a nationality than anything. They're not real, they're a myth. Just like Australians. Welcome to Uzbekistan. What are Filipinos? We just don't know.
Okay, people, this is it. Ulzebek.
No sign of any Renin guardsmen.
The Renins aren't as populous as the Danins. Probably figure stationing guards in a place like this would be a waste of precious
Makes a
manpower.
nice hand.
So this is where the next safe house is?
Yes. The last
Lost a
place they
legend
think to
at a
look
time.
for enemies is on their own doorstep.
Final Fantasy VII Remake looks good.
That is, assuming anyone actually made it here before.
Yeah, this is
us.
part 2 of Final Fantasy VII Remake, isn't it?
Zephyr!
Hi.
Looks like we needn't have worried. Come on.
Good job. You don't know what country Huh? At the Philippines? Anime girl, big guy, sword boy. Yeah, it's Final Fantasy. Oh. So you need a recruit that Zephyr brought in, eh? I don't call myself a recruit, really. Oh, really? We've all heard plenty about you, so if you ever decide to join up with us, you're definitely more than welcome. Am I really that famous? Why are you so surprised? Of course you're famous, tough guy. Hard for people not to notice you wearing that mask of yours. That's not enough. You're always going out of your way to help people make life less miserable. It's no wonder people talk about you. That kind of reputation, I say you definitely belong in the Crimson Crows. Let's see. Truck freak, crazy ass fighter. What was the third one? How do you say it? Is it Droog? Slime? Is that what it was for the one that everyone calls it Pier? Droog? Something like that in Russian. Sounds like there was an explosion. Yeah, we did. It's us. Those armor circles don't stick around here. Yeah. Those chickens that just laid their eggs. Look at all those chickens. Those damn bright eyes. It took every single last egg. Oh no. She's so sad. Eggless child. Yeah, it's Drugi. A better job VAing than the VAs. Yeah, let me voice act every character in this video game.
What's this doing here?
Gonna take a nice bath in the city's water reservoir. Those splashing physics kind of cringe. Your gender's Droog. Hi, 8-bit main character. How you doing? Welcome on in. The funny orange move. Shading on the character's train spot. Let's see. People don't understand the difference between a femboy and a twink. Isn't a twink? Isn't that a word that's not supposed to be used nowadays? I feel like that's a derogatory term. Femboy as well to an extent, but lesser. I feel. Oh, that the water got set on fire. Pee in it. Maybe it's just gasoline. It is preparing it for the other fires they need to set. You know. Twink's fine. Oh. There are definitely words that some people find a little offensive, so do be a little careful. Cool, did I get a new VTuber model? Yes and no. I did change colors up. This was one of the new outfit redeems, but yeah. Think any other tree words? Maybe. Make things. I see. Is this in? Let's see. Should probably stay at the end. We ought to see the scenes, you know. I think it's just like skinny boy. Okay.
Looks like we get to sleep with a roof over our heads.
Not really a derogatory term particularly loaded. Okay. I just like to be safe, I guess. Never quite keep track of what is and isn't bad. Have anything to sell you? You're more welcome to look. Who's got carp? Let's get a... Oh, we don't have any money. I see. Always more modern term that do describe a feminine boy. Simple as that. Yeah. Some people don't like it though. That's for sure. I'll just sleep if you like. Do we need money? We don't. Let's go. You are the gays, aren't we all? Just a little bit. We didn't get a scene out of that. Interesting. Lovebird's still at it. I still find definitely getting to more dangerous territory. Yeah. That's a debate over trap was transphobic or not. Yeah, it's definitely at this point it's become full blown aggressive bad word case. Full on dangerous, yeah. It's one of them words that you don't want to tread around. I definitely have to catch myself sometimes because it was, you know, back in the day it was okay, but it's not really now. Very loaded, yeah. It says there's a ladder here, but where? Is it just talking about this box? Doesn't believe in me. Ladder or vine? Didn't used to be. I suppose it didn't actually used to be fine, but it was more nomenclature, not quite as loaded. Just be fine, and then those people. Okay, I wouldn't say that, Floofy. It's always been kinda bad. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a bad type of person who changed it or anything. Bunch of Zoogles, I see. I don't know. Words are powerful. We shouldn't get involved with the Crimson Crows, old man. Damn right I am. Back when I was your age, people are doing the same things as them folks, and ain't nothing's changed. Nothing. And Bright Eyes fans, we got a Crimson Crow hiding among us. You can sure there'll be hell for everyone to pay in Ols's back. Jeez, alright. They'll kill us all, each and every one of us. You know how they operate. Exactly. I'd give it a second thought before you do something we'd all aggress. As much as I hate to admit it, they're both right. I hate the Renans as much as everyone else, but I'm trying to fight them with suicide. Only one way it's going to end for them Crimson Crows, and it ain't going to be pretty. Let's give it up. It's hopeless against the Renan. Let's see. Much channers that coined the term. Yeah. Thing that comes out of there is a little, yikes. In my hands on my left, I can hardly see nothing with these old eyes anymore. See, I think that's quite how that works. Leads to Iglia Wastes. Finding Renans and soldiers' ruins and abandoned villages, but it's crawling with stray Zoogle. See. Envoy is very individual dependent. Where the Starbucks at? They say there's supposed to be one on every corner, but I guess this is kind of around town, so they don't quite have a corner. So maybe they're just not developed enough for them. Bad for people aren't trying to be femme or boy and they're valid too. Yeah, sure. It's one of those words that it's okay to call yourself, but not really to call another. Which I guess you could say about a lot of things, because I mean, just kind of like ask, you know? Scrap mate, let's go. Must be a Dunkin' Donuts town, truly a wasteland. Oof. Stay vigilant for signs of armored soldiers. Let's see. Stay vigilant. What's we got? Is that everything? You guys aren't doing much, huh? I don't think that's quite how a hoe works. Let's see. Glad you're okay. Quick, get inside. What if I don't want to? Swiped rations from the bright eyes. Wow. Never gonna make any money hoeing like that. Yeah, you just get a real job, man. Come on. Hates cute nurse lady. She's still alive. That's good. Putting their backs into it. Yeah, it's all on the wrists the way they're doing it.
Zephyr would have kicked the bucket.
Fine, you were right. So, what's the plan?
How did these guys make
We've
it
got
up?
an ace up our sleeve and the enemy's in disarray. I say we strike while the iron's hot.
So we're finally going head to head with Balsef.
That's right. We can't afford to mess this up. It's now or
Going
never.
against the final boss already. Let's go.
Then now it is. We've all been waiting for this day for far too long.
Guy's just a little too
Leave the plan to me.
gung-ho.
In the meantime, yeah,
I'm going
you
ball
two
to
need
ball.
to do something about your outfits.
Wow, rude.
I have just the thing for your size. Stay right there, okay?
Fashion nerds? They're building a gay club with just fascistly religious areas and hire big bouncers.
Ta-da!
People
I
are beautiful
told
and
you,
in pain.
it
He
fits
wants
like
to
a
feed on
dream.
comfort. Crazy. And this is he commit sacrilege. That seems a little crazy there, Arigato.
I'm afraid we don't have any Renin clothing. I could find you some Danon outfits. But something tells me you'd rather pass.
Is this really that
She
important?
likes to look regal.
In case you need reminding, I'm here because our interests overlapped.
Wow,
Nothing more.
rude. It's not like we
No
were
point
made
did
for
I
each
say
other or
I've given up
anything.
being a Renin. Now, let's play nice. How about you ask Nate and see what he says?
Like your outfit, it's
He's
cute.
our one-stop shop
Yeah.
for info around here. With any luck, he might
We
just
looking
know
like
something.
a Princess Bride character right now. Ocean blue battle garb. Wow. Cute tsundere. Too early to be the first boss. I feel like there should have been a boss when we did the weird fire orb thing. Jesus was very quick. Told you 10k points away. I feel like you probably have. I was going to devise a plan attack. Let them know that we intend to take you guys as centipedes of the whole. Not only new here, you don't remember much at all, right? Well, if you got any questions, lay them out and see what I can tell you. Can you tell me about the Renans? Big planet in the sky is a homeworld, Reyna. A small object is Lenegis, their stronghold where the Bright Eyes come from. About that name. Call them Bright Eyes because their eyes light up whenever they use their astral art. It's pretty simple, right? Likewise, they call us embedded since we're all embedded with the spirit core as soon as we're born. Someone joins the Crimson Crows, they dig theirs out, and it's a way of showing we're not slaves to anybody any longer. Big Shot Renan's in charge of the Lords. They wear different outfits from the rest. Made of weird fabric and stick out like a sore thumb. Is this going to be like Kill la Kill? Let's see. How do they fight? Huge armor suits, use astral arts, 6 Zools. Enemies to try to head on. You have to fight using greater numbers, take advantage of the terrain. Missiles aren't like Zephyr, can't take them alone one-on-one, unfortunately. We're so glad to have you two on board. Use the whole get. Okay. I think it should have been a whole first chapter to actually establish this guy we're fighting. It's kind of neat the game just skipped it. Really makes things snappy. Yeah, we're definitely getting to the action, but like... yeah, I haven't learned to hate this man yet. Still talking to the others to find him outside, okay. Bet it on Iron Mask and his Renan lady friend. I'm sure you like our odds. Wow, rude. Whoever says they're good, it must be true. Just have to trust them. Yeah. Just in this. What? I was trying to swing my sword. I forgot it's the same button.
Try to be careful not to stand out too much. You're the only
Renan around. He's gonna whimper like a baby when we beat him, or he's gonna run away like a baby.
I was just thinking about how communal.
What if we just push
here,
him into a volcano or
supposed
something?
To be slave quarters.
Let's see that happening.
Oh, yeah. When you put it like that, I guess it is different from heavily patrolled Mosgul.
Supposed to plan one of the villains in D&D county.
Something more depressing?
It's likely a sign.
Did you do the writing
Balsef
for this
doesn't
game?
think you guys can do anything to him.
What?
I mean, if Balsef thought the Crimson Crows actually posed a threat to him, you'd figure he'd be trying harder to suppress them.
You...
I mean, he is sending soldiers at them, isn't he?
No. You're probably right about that. All of the other Danans that aren't with the Crimson Crows accept the Renan's rule as simply a fact of life. From the day we're born. No. Probably even before
Does it really
that.
feel communally?
It's been
I don't know.
drilled into us
I
that
haven't quite
the
caught
only
that
purpose our
effect
lives
yet.
have is to help select the next sovereign.
If they don't like the status quo, then they should fight it. Otherwise, they're endorsing it either way.
I see it differently, but that's just me. Speaking of Renans, do all of them think about things the way you do?
I won't deny that among my fellow Renans, power and status are everything. However, that isn't what this is about for me.
What is it about, Princess?
I have something I need to do. And I'll do whatever it takes, and use whoever and whatever I need in order to get the job done. To hell with power.
It's kind of vaguely Velvet, but not quite, you know, the whole chaotic good or like lawful evil kind of feel, you know? But she doesn't want the power, she just wants to do it, you know? Storytelling is giving you whiplash. Drill into your whole lives, you just found about it last night. I mean, the orbs have been with you, right? Ball second volcano thing. Just because the game is published by Bandai Namco does not mean it's going to go like other games they published. I.e. Tech.
Help, huh? What kind? Is it urgent?
I feel like we're definitely going to push him off something.
Well, in that case, would you mind helping me out with something first? The work's really piled up around here.
What is it you'd like us to do?
Anything you can manage. No one cares about us slaves. That's why it's all the more important that we stick together and take care of each other.
Hakuna Matata.
Check in with that guy over there for details on what needs doing. And thanks in advance.
It's power to go to hell, so maybe Dean will...
You see anybody around here who could use our help?
We're gonna become the
We
Antichrist.
can't chase after every little thing.
Sometimes you gotta help, Princess. Going over the whole life.
Hey.
Work to choose for the sovereign. Any idea about that? I needed any slaves? Yeah, I suppose. Nate sent us. He heard you might be a little short-handed.
Yes!
Could say that. Didn't think he'd send over Iron Mask himself, though. Got a bright eyes with you? Sure we can really trust her? She's on our side. Zephyr can vouch for her. If Zephyr's good with her, then I guess we don't have a problem. Yeah, what the hell? Name's Dairon, the one who runs this lodge. Is it a lodge? We already have our own beds. Don't sleep on straw and rock hard dirt around here. Crimson Crows are the fair share of folks who are either knocking on death's door or can't otherwise move around openly. That's what this place is here for. Give people a place to rest properly before they head on to fight. Everybody needs their rest. If you don't rest, you can't hope to fight the bright eyes at your best.
I guess.
What do you want us to do then? You should help us haul in some cargo. Some friends are on their way to collect it from a hideout in the Zion mines. So we're going back. The mines? Is that really such a good idea after Renan snuffed the place out? The viable items people risk their lives to gather. Get back at least some of them. Be down around the Sandinis ravine at this point. Get up with them and help bring the supplies back to this lodge. You can use these facilities if you need to as well. I'll let you sleep here for free. Right. Mr. Bright Eyes, do you? Love his dude's sound keys. A little letter icon gets a sub-quest. I see. The sub-quest is part of the main quest right now? Is that what's going on?
I had no idea the Crimson Crows were so active.
You sound pretty thrilled by that.
Thrilled? Maybe. But I'll settle for hopeful. We know now that not everyone is rolling over for the Renans.
I didn't go on. There's some Crimson Crows that got injured and killed. It definitely feels like we only have to talk to the important NPCs. Everyone else is just world building. We get it. We know there's a world. So that's the only quest. Crimson Crows at Sandinius Ravine. I can run. I've been looking for a button to run. I found it. Here we go. Let's go.
Let's dispose of the trash.
Trash? That's kind of rude.
Rising Wyvern! Mirage! Here I come! You're finished!
Sandy nuts. Haha. Funny.
Here I come! Okay, here I go! I'm not done! Rising Wyvern! Mirage!
Here I go. I'm only getting started.
Here I come! Rising Wyvern! You're mine! It's over! Strike! Swallow blade!
The run button.
Looks like
Pog.
it could be worth something.
Yeah, it took us how long? Two hours to find it, as opposed to like 60 hours in Yakuza. we're making haste.
Out of our way.
Rising Wyvern!
One more.
Try harder! You're mine!
Try harder. Wow.
Did you just heal me?
Yes, I need you, remember?
Do you really though? I thought she didn't need anyone.
Here's a healer.
Swallow blade! I owe you one! Take this! Take this!
Mega Ray. I really cannot wait to get her another spell.
Hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
It's over!
Because he sounds so surprised she's already healed him before. Yeah, it's a bit weird, hey.
You're finished!
Here I go. It's over.
Swallow blade!
Mega Ray.
Take it. You're mine.
How do I swap to her? The game said like we could play as her, didn't it?
Our work is done here. Let's move.
It explained how she controls. Here I go. It's over. Definitely not gonna get old anytime soon. Definitely like that in general. The character interacting in combat does bring more alive. Yeah, for sure. Right. Change your character's fight in combat as well as you wish to control. 1L1 to change you. But R1's attack. Options change in battle control. I already know. So what's this button? No. Oh, she's use a healing art. She says to herself. How do I change to it? Oh, there we go. It is. Wow. Oh, it's Magna Ray, not Mega Ray. Let's see. Interesting. I never really liked ranged characters in these games, but we gotta try it.
Can't think of anyone better than you, Shion.
Here's a healing art.
She's only getting started. I'm only getting started. Wow. Stop by to check out someone else's stream for a second. Got an ad for this game. Exactly. I mean, it is a new game. Makes sense. Of course you can't. You never seen anyone else use a gun. Yeah. Why is my man surprised? I can run and jump off cliffs. That's what I've always wanted. I gotta say, I like how the camera kind of like fades between different third-person perspectives. I feel like the close one's a little too close, but it's neat how it just kind of moves as you go.
How did this happen?
Very neat.
Soldiers, that's how.
Are you Iron Mask?
I don't know, am I? Take a look.
Yeah, I am. Dairon sent me to help. Hang in there.
I'm so glad you made it. In the bushes over there. You'll...
Hang on. Shion, do something.
What do you mean, no? You res me
It's no
all the
use.
time.
He's already dead.
You have resurrection art, Shion.
Damn them. They've killed so many of us, and it's still not enough. They won't be
Brothers
satisfied
steal
until they've wiped us
helmets.
all out like pests.
RPGs still do the whole fade out battle thing. I think it's more tradition than anything at this point, honestly. And it's easier because then you don't have to actually fight in the actual area. Because like when we get into a battle here, it puts us into
Is
like
this
a arena instead.
Cooking pot? But what is it doing here?
It certainly
If I had
helps.
to guess, he put
Or
it
like,
there to make sure a Renan wouldn't steal it.
Making sure the game works wherever you're fighting.
So even though he knew he was dying, he chose to use the last of his strength to hide it, believing somebody would come for it.
What a homie.
I guess you think it's stupid getting killed over a silly trinket, huh?
So this is going to be
No.
us being taught how to
Clearly he
cook now?
risked his life for something he believed in. I would never mock someone for that. However, it will be up to us to figure out the purpose behind his dying act.
Whatever would we do with a
We'll
cooking
make sure
pot?
it wasn't in vain. If nothing else, this proves that the Renans can be outsmarted. We'll carry out your will and see it through to
I
the
feel
end.
like the Renans wouldn't care
Then we
about a
better get
cooking
going.
pot.
We don't know when those soldiers might be back to make another sweep of the area.
So this is what it means to fight the Renans.
Sounds like you're kind of scared to me.
Of course I am.
Does.
But if I'm gonna die one way or another, I'd rather go down fighting.
You go, Dad. Shoosh. Hey, the funny herb here didn't respawn. It's just the fish. He looks so happy when he runs and climbs. Spry young fellow. What's that noise? Hear that? It's like a weird beeping noise. Beep. Beep, beep, beep. It's gonna bug me. I don't know what that is. Can't hear it? Too old, fair. It's like a Geiger counter, yeah. Maybe. Just the Lord. I was wondering if maybe it was like a treasure tracking type tool. Doesn't seem to have any rhyme or reason to it. Iron mask block out radiation, all that melt. Maybe we're the one who's radioactive. That's why we wear the mask. Damn, so nobody made it, huh? Sorry, if you arrived just a little sooner, we could have... Hey, these things happen. Hurts, but this is the world we live in. Take good care of what you brought back. It's the only way we can respect the sacrifice of those we've lost. Hey, when's Daddy coming home? Poor thing. I like her hair. It's very cute. Oh no, that's the guy's kid. Not yet, sweetie. Your dad's gone away for a while and... Don't lie to me. He's dead, isn't he? You know that whenever grown-ups look sad and say someone's gone, they always mean they're dead. He always warned me this might happen one day. Always stay strong and be brave. This isn't right. Poor kid shouldn't have to be dragged down into our own mess. Let's report back to Nath and get ready to fight. Wow. Gave me the motivation to fight. Skill panel. Perfect evader, perfect guard, press on to trigger counterattack. I see. To fulfill certain requirements for each of your characters, you have titles for them. I see. So titles actually give you skills in this game. SP to learn arts and skills from unlocked titles, all of which grant powerful effects. Worth to spend SP early and often. There's a skill you want to learn but just don't have SP yet. Highlight it in the skill panel pressing square. Turn on alerts on notify once you have an SP to find. Okay. This is like our license board then. Air dodge. Barrage of thrusts concluding the dramatic slash. What's this other thing up here? I see. Easier guarding. Oh, not a baby. Yundonam woman. She's got quite the name, hey? I mean, why does he wear the mask? Who knows? It's just how he lives, you know? She gets Gemini Aqua. Hail prevention right from the start, man. We're gonna give her Burn and Strike. That pyro up in here. It's a neat system, yeah. It's kind of a reminiscent of what Berseria did, but not quite. Or did it automatic? Didn't. So we'll just make it aerial. Oh, we can't do it aerial. Well, auto will do all of them. I guess when we play, we can use that though. Gotta go. Thanks for tolerating your presence, mate. I was considering on whether you could get this game or a new Pathfinder game. Looking the second one next. Cheers. No reason, man. Thank you for hanging out. Definitely would say this game is shaping out to be alright, but if you're more into Pathfinder, by all means.
You see anybody around here who could use our help?
We can't chase after every little thing.
You said that line. I get to hear say burning strike
I'm
over and over again.
skeptical.
Yeah. I'm skeptical. We've gone through that Sindinus ravine to get here, right? Is that Zoogle still out there? Like an insect with wings, with sights for arms.
Right.
Yeah, we saw it. Looked big and pretty tough to boot. It's the one. Hard to feel safe knowing it's still out there. I'd like to see it get its comeuppance one of these days. Especially since the people who deliver that comeuppance are going to enjoy a pretty mighty payday on account of all the materials they'll learn. Yeah. Yep. Zoogle materials are imbued with astral energies. The stronger they are, the more energy their materials contain. Use them to make new weapons and stand up to the rain a little better, even with our astral art handicap. The odds stray, I can usually gather a few people and get the materials myself. Something that big is bound to be beyond my capabilities. Only there's a good way to beat it.
Alright.
It's any harm in us checking it out. Hear what you're saying? Don't have to worry about it as it is without inviting even more danger. Random pal's right. I know you're strong, but you think even this Zoogle might be beyond you. I can need you guys to take it down for us right away, but where should I put it? If anyone has a shot at it, I think it'd still be you guys eventually. So I feel like you have to challenge, that is. You are? Would you be willing to give it a shot? Bring other people along with you to help, of course.
Got it.
Sounds fair. Taken care of for you sooner or later. Materials maintained. Yeah, my mouth is not good at the speaking thing. Hey, old Ben, how you doing? Why is a small version of myself? He's just vibing. Just mini flippers. Doing what a mini flipper does best. Something very important. Not only new here, you don't remember much at all, right? Got any questions, Lame? Let's see what I can tell you. Not even anything new, that important. Can you nom them? No, sorry. I don't think you'd be able to taste. They are incorporeal. Hoo. Wait, is that one of them funny birds that we found? Saying hoo hoo. It is. It's Furby. Rabbit ears, let's go. Come on, let
I'm
me
surprised
know.
there are owls here.
You can
too.
catch them,
Yeah,
sure.
there are more of them around than I thought.
Well, you know we gotta. That's just how it be. Orby? Is that you? Bunny. Bunny. How's it look on mask? Wow. Just stick right out, huh? You nom on Burby? Sure. Sure they'd taste fine. Tasty owls. Very stylish. It's chic. Metal
You're
head
back, huh?
and bunny
Sounds
ears.
like it was a real ordeal out there. Much as I hate to admit it, there aren't many of us who can take on those Renan armored soldiers. All we can do is make sure we remember those who sacrificed their lives for the cause.
Yeah, they won't be forgotten.
Glad to hear it. Now, what was that favor you wanted to ask me?
Oh,
Need a
right.
favor?
Well, you see,
I've already forgotten. Well, they're not going to remind me, man.
So then, you're wondering if I know of any places where you can find Renan equipment,
see.
huh? Anywhere with those damn bright eyes is gonna have tight security, of course. You can't just go carelessly poking around. Unless... Across the wilderness outside Ulzebek, you'll
We
find
get the
Fagin
drone
ruins.
footage.
There's some kind of old Renan castle out there. What with it being impenetrable, I forgot. But with a Renan tagging along, who knows? Maybe you can find some way in.
Is it like a speak
Ask
friend
me,
and
though,
enter kind
it's
of
a
thing?
lot of trouble for some Renan rags. If I were you, I'd get comfortable with Danon garbs.
Time to get us
Those
some
look
new
like the
drip.
ruins. Let's move.
are we really going in there?
Yes. Now let's move.
Hey, Shion, where does your gun come from?
What?
What do you mean, where does it come from?
When you're fighting, it looks like it just appears out of nowhere.
Is this like a mommy kind of situation?
Oh, that's transferal technology. When I don't need my weapon, I submerge it in empty space. And when I do, I summon it. Make sense?
Crystal clear.
Not really, but it sounds pretty amazing.
Huh?
Well, that way you don't have to carry around any heavy weapons or worry about enemies trying to steal them, right? It's a pretty cool invention.
You realize you're praising the technology of your enemies, right?
So, technology is technology. It's not good or bad in and of itself.
I guess that's true.
Wait. She doesn't pull them out of her skirt, like. Let's see. Where am I going? Just up here? Definitely pulls it out of her skirt. Yeah, she's lying to us.
Am I really doing this for some lousy cloak? There's Zoogles here too?
I mean, the guard did warn us about them.
Hey!
Should always assume there's Zoogles anywhere you go. One of the reasons I need you all. Team, after all, and that means you need to pull your weight. I call if you expect you to clear out any enemies around me. But why do I have to do all that? It's strange when you call for me. I promise I'll shoot down any enemies around you too. Sound fair?
Right.
Alright. Don't get in the habit of speaking up during fights that'll impact morale and our ability to combo together. Oh, is this gonna be like a continuation of a combo kind of follow-up?
Just a minute.
The enemy spotted us. Time to get to work. Cover story. Lousy clothes. The most important thing you can get. Exactly. Gotta get that drip. So how do I do the follow-up? Oh, she going crazy though. Some allies in combat to use their unique boost attacks. When the boost gauge is full, press the corresponding direction to execute. Followed up with more attacks afterward and restore AG when used. The gauge builds up automatically over time, can be filled faster by landing attacks. Okay. It's Iron Blade. Downs almost any enemy. Used to get allies out of deep trouble. Let's see. Tutorial start.
With that blade and your strength, the average
Turn on
Zoogle
activate
shouldn't be
the
a
boost
problem,
attack to
right?
restore AG.
I'll give it a shot.
Oh wow.
You're mine! Swallow blade, it's on!
Where's my gauge though? Is it just always full right now? It
You
is.
picked the wrong fight! Rising
They've
Wyvern!
got me surrounded.
Numerous beams of light from the muzzle of your rifle, effective on aerial, restricts their flight. I see.
Mine! Flyers!
This one's mine. I'll shoot them down.
Wait, how do I change again?
Let the marksman handle this. There.
Rising Wyvern!
Got a man on me, Iron Mask, please.
Where are you going?
Rising Wyvern!
It's edgy.
Rising Wyvern!
I'm ready.
How do I change target?
I never fit.
It wasn't quite as pertinent with Mask. With her, you really gotta know who you're attacking. Team with other party members for boost attacks allows you to keep attacking enemies longer. Different members work better against different enemies. Don't be afraid to mix and match.
Let the marksman handle this.
Let's see.
One more. Hear me, flame of fury. Burning strike. Got you. Hear me, flame. Take it. I never fit. Take it. You're mine. Hear me, flame of fury. Burning strike.
Man's a little too close for comfort.
Primed and ready.
Here I come!
I never fit. Take it. You're mine. Hear me, flame of fury. Burning strike.
I like how all of her voice lines just like overlap with each other.
It's mine.
I see, so I can control all of them. Cool. I think you got the hang of it, but don't let it get to your head. Those are the easy ones. That's what they all say. Those were the easy ones, as Dr. Eggman put it.
You can hardly see anything from here.
Why don't we climb up higher and see if we can get a better view?
She just teleported behind those men.
Rising Wyvern! You're mine! You're finished!
She really did get noisier once we gave her that one, huh?
I won't rest until I'm the best I can be.
Still striving to be on par with the Lord?
You simply can't be too strong when battle is a part of your everyday.
Potatoes. Let's
What's
go.
this thing?
Some nice French fries. $500 gold. Let's go.
Pagan ruins? How'd you figure a place like this turns derelict?
Your guess is as good as mine. I didn't even know this place existed until we heard about it. All that matters to me is whether I can find anything to wear in there.
Why does she care so much about her appearance?
It's not just appearance, buddy. Drip is forever. Sneak attack, let's go.
Gotta break
Here,
through!
let me help.
You're mine! Come one, come all! Rising Wyvern! Take this!
Hear me, flame of fury! Burning
Here I come! You're finished! Got flyers!
I've got this! Let him march!
They also care about her appearance. God, me too. They gotta be cute. They're gonna be in my party. I really wish it would tell me how to target though. I feel like auto target is not very good.
It's over!
Here's a healing
Mirage!
first aid!
Here I come! Here I come! Here I come! Swallow blade! You escape!
White dress is very classic though. Yeah, it definitely
Let's move.
I'm right
looks good
behind
on
you,
her.
Shion.
Wow, the caves of fire. Brother to the cliffs of Dover. Not the bees.
Where are you going?
You're mine!
Here I go.
You're
You're
mine!
mine.
Here I come! That crossing is driving me mad! Strike!
Burning strike!
Rising Wyvern! Mirage! Take this! You're finished!
Mega ray!
Rising Wyvern!
Mega Ray.
It's over!
You're mine!
I'm ready!
Looks like it could be worth something.
At least the voice lines are a little bit varied as compared to something like Symphonia, where it's just Demon Fang, Demon Fang, Demon Fang over and over and over again. I don't say Rising Wyvern every time I do it, at least. Not like every other.
No choice! Rising Wyvern! Mirage! Take this!
Don't mind them at all, you just think they're funny. Yeah, it's not that bad, for sure. I think I would prefer without them, but like,
Where are you going?
it's it's okay.
It's over! Next!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less
What do you
talking,
mean?
more pummeling.
Cut them
Worth
apart
all
in
the
your
experience we
hardening
got.
pen.
Here I come!
Let's keep our eyes on the prize.
Success. Is that the prize? I feel like we should keep our eye on that. We killed one of them before, right? It should be fine.
No choice!
Here I go. I'm only getting started.
Take this! Rising
Large glowing spirit cores. Oh, okay. So you can damage their parts. It's like Monster Hunter. Wow.
No escape! Mirage!
I'm only getting
Rising Wyvern! Mirage!
Core break.
Take it down.
Take this! It's over!
Here I go.
Rising Wyvern! Mirage!
I think I'm starting to
Let's
get a
keep our
hand
eyes
of
on
the
the prize.
combat a little. Here it comes. It's over. Nice. Rising Wyvern. Burning Strike. Here. Hurrah. Swallow Braid. Here I go. Oh, it's over. I'm only getting started. Take this. No escape. Mega Ray. Mega Ray. I'm only getting started. Take it down. Take this. It's over. It's over. Here I go. You're mine. Yeah, pretty much. There is no stopping. It's, I feel like that's Tails in a shell nut there. Joe, let's go. Your sandwich makers did the same
I
thing.
won't forgive you.
What do you mean? Like they call out all the ingredients they put on a sandwich?
Rising Wyvern! Mirage!
I never miss.
Here I come! It's over! We did it!
These
We
little ones
did
are
it.
hardly worth our time.
Let's
She named
talk
recover.
more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
Here I come! It's over!
Oh, are we? Okay, no, we're not on that.
Swallow Blade! Take this! Rising Wyvern! Mirage! Here I come!
Demon Fang. Demon Fang. I'm a genius. Double Demon Fang. Double Demon Fangs. Big meat family. Upper once they reach a certain threshold and learn new arts to perform. Say, oh, why is it not in order? Does that mean we can get a new one now? Is that a skill thing? No. So that just meant we had enough to do something. Let's get that one. Lloyd was a genius. Double Rising Wyvern? You're crazy. Oh, so yeah, we learned Recover. Oh, it heals the ailments. I see. Sonic Thrust. Little lad, honestly.
An opponent like this should be easy.
Here I go.
Come and face me. Eat dirt!
Eat dirt.
Here I come!
Oh,
Here I go.
we got them.
Stay on the ground.
Here I come! You'll finish! Try harder!
Try harder.
Now,
Don't take your eyes off the prize.
I'm quite aware without you reminding me.
It's over!
I like the banter between the characters. It's definitely cute.
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
It's
I'm
over!
only getting started.
Eat dirt, dirty boy.
We're in good form!
Plus 14 score, we're gaming. If only I knew what that meant. I used to farm that in Berseria, but I don't know what makes it tick in this game. Hello.
I won't forgive you.
How about this?
We learned Demon Fang. Let's go.
Swallow Blade!
I never miss. This is it.
Rising Wyvern! Mirage! Here I come! I'm not done! Rising Wyvern!
We said the name enough that the Demon Fang just manifested itself before us.
Fight!
I'm only getting
Take
started.
this! You're finished!
Hear me.
Rising Wyvern! Mirage! You're mine! That's what I like to hear.
Alright, let's get Demon Fang up in here. Fire shockwave that runs along the ground. Let's go. This feels like the way forward. Oh, never mind. It's dead end. Classic maneuver. Your strength.
What's this thing?
Let's see. Okay, but when are we gonna learn to cook, though? It's not Tales without cooking. What's this thing? Yeah, I really like that voice line. What? I'm gonna Demon Fang this man.
Right,
Keep
here
your
you go.
distance.
Demon Fang!
Oh, he doesn't say it every time. Demon Fang! Oh, she's got aggro. Oh no. She on dodge.
Rising Wyvern! Mirage! Demon Fang!
These plants are pretty novel in place of constantly on fire. That's true.
Ends now! Here I come!
Miraged.
That's what I like to hear.
I'm surprised that there's such a variety of plants living in this area. Like we gotten sage, we've gotten lavender, we've gotten wheat and potatoes. It's a lot for a place constantly on fire. I think there'd just be like a single dominant plant. Cactus or something.
Gotta break through. Here I come.
I never miss.
Damn it.
Damn it! That's a naughty word. How dare you?
Take this.
Is there like a block button? I feel like this needs a
Turn the
block.
tables on 'em.
There are still more left.
Right. No time to hold back.
She never misses, huh? Yeah, she keeps saying that. I don't know if I believe her.
Here I come. It's on. Demon Fang!
Fireweed or something. Yeah. That would make more sense. Low on magic. Hello, sirs.
No choice. Rising Wyvern! Rising Wyvern!
There.
Mirage! Eat dirt!
Eat dirt!
Take this!
Forward boost broke all of them. The skull.
Swallow blade! Rising Wyvern! I'm not done!
Wah. Pierced him straight through the heart.
I need to be stronger.
Yo, congrats, young. Well done, team. What's this marker? Map action. Break a boulder. Hello, sir. Got some mean Zoogles locked up further in. Keeping a close eye on them to make sure not a single one breaks loose. I want them to break loose. Up we go. All the buildings. Why are they all lifted off the ground? How did the people get in?
No choice. Rising Wyvern!
Here I go.
Mirage!
I'm only getting started.
You're finished!
Hear me, flame of fury!
Rising Wyvern! You're mine! It's over!
This one's mine.
Next!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
You're mine! You're finished! Demon Fang!
Here I go.
Demon Fang just feels so flaccid, like there's no way to continue that combo. It's really just the weenie attack you do from a distance.
We managed to pull through.
Orange gel. Examining. What? Hello. Oh. Spotted cat ears. Wild looking furry cat ears made for those who want to proclaim their preference for cats when it comes to pets. Is he coming on, do you? Yeah, it really sounds like it, eh?
There are owls here too.
Yeah.
Cat ears look like. They're cute. I like he looks better with the rabbit ears. Let's give her the cat ears. Yeah. We got Nyanners on our side.
There are more of them around than I thought.
Isn't there a vine here somewhere? I thought there was. Maybe I'm going crazy. Oh, there's like the bottom of it. Okay. What if we get to like grow them at some point? There's definitely a map up there. I think the one thing that I feel like is very missing in this game is having our party members follow us. It feels weird to get out of a party and it's just me in a disembodied voice, you know? Like, I think we've come far enough in technology that every RPG should just have your party following. Right? Like, there's no excuse to not. Cat ears? Yeah. Funny cat girl on our side now. We're indestructible. But we can't see here because we can only see ourselves. Unless, can we change? We can edit. Doesn't actually change leader. We can. Let's go. Nope, never mind. Can't. Even for honor as cat ears. Yeah, I mean, any game with accessories is just inevitably gonna have cat ears. That's just how it be. We've been over there. Yeah, that's a lot here. You don't have cat ears, you don't want it, yeah. Classic racist movie once said, everybody wants to be a cat.
I wonder
I don't
if
know
those
if
are
I
the
know the
Fagin
movie.
ruins below us. Shouldn't be too much farther now if that's the...
What? Fungi.
I guess it's been a while since I had a bite to eat.
You don't have a mouth, homie. How do you eat?
Don't worry about me. I'm used to working while I'm hungry.
Oh, is this where we learn to
It's no
cook?
big deal.
It is a big deal. You should eat whenever you can. The last thing I need is you keeling
excited.
over in the middle of a fight just because you didn't eat.
Aristocats? Oh.
Never thought I'd get lectured on eating by a Renin.
He does
of
know
all
when he's
people.
hungry. Yeah, it's not pain. We've learned the lore.
Yeah, well, some of us Renins know what it's like to go without food, believe it or not.
What do you mean? I thought
This isn't about me.
Poverty
Are you going
can't
to eat
be
or not?
real.
I would.
Why don't they just go to
if we had anything to
McDonald's?
eat, but we don't.
Actually, I have a little bit of food on me.
You've been carrying that stuff around this whole time? I'm not sure it's going to be enough for the both of us, though.
Your
That's why we're
princess,
going
how
to
did you
cook
go
it instead.
hungry? Midnight Marcos,
Cook?
let's go.
I've never done anything like that before.
Me neither, to be honest. But we've got to make something out of all this, so might as well try.
He approaches the campfire. I'm not touching the controller right now. He's just going. Is there gonna be a cooking mini game?
What are you staring at me for?
He's
Your
not though.
clothes are all about function over form. You should think about
He's
sprucing
gonna
them up a
burn
little.
potatoes, aren't they?
Why? What purpose would it serve?
I guess you're right.
Okay,
I just think you'd look good with a little blue thrown in somewhere.
But there is blue right there. Are you? Your eyes are closed, lady.
All right, I'll think about
Just
it.
look at us. I can't actually look at you. See, never mind. Abstinence, you can cook meals, conferring temporary effects when eaten. New dishes can be made by finding recipes. Ingredients can be found at collection points. New meal overrides. Depending who in the party cooks, the extended effects and duration will vary. Wise to rotate who's cooking. That's dumb. It's different than it is before. It's unfortunate. Assume double ingredients for plus 90% to cooking. Let's go. When did Iron Mask and what's her name become furries? That's just how these games go. You just get the accessories and they become different characters.
You really do eat through that mask of yours, huh? I'm impressed
Okay, but
you
how?
can manage so well.
Huh? Oh, it's nothing.
How do you get
while.
the food through the mask?
Still,
Show us.
I'm glad we decided to stop and fill our stomachs.
Furries, kimono mimis,
I've
gosh.
got a newfound respect for cooking now. But I guess that's easy when you're used to eating everything raw. It would have been perfect if it had any flavor.
Sorry it didn't live up to your palate.
Oh, no, that wasn't a knock on you. I was just... Sorry. That's not how I should thank you for cooking for me.
You've got me curious now. Is it just pain you can't sense, or are your taste buds shot too?
Oh, sure, my taste buds work fine. Although, apparently what I like tends to be a little out there.
How so? What's so unusual about what you eat?
Well, one time I couldn't get enough of these things I picked off a plant, but everyone else said they were way too spicy. Doc thinks maybe I crave spicy food to compensate for the lack of pain I feel.
Well, hurt the taste buds.
Maybe it's best I take charge of the cooking. You know, just to be on the safe side. I can't guarantee it'll be to your tastes, though.
I said I'm sorry. Look, I'll learn to tone down my tastes in the future, so let's just put that slip of the tongue behind us already.
Her hand is cut off. No. It's really cute, the whole manga-ish style they got going on there. Speedy Chef. After perfect evade, perfect guard, you can do counterattack. Toxicity. It's ailments, huh? Dude, Gemini Aqua. I want to hear her yelling that constantly. I'm just gonna get all the different arts so she says different words as she plays.
Well, off we go.
I hate
You like the
out.
skits? Yeah. It's one of my favorite things about Tales of just in general, but they've done it really well here. I appreciate it. It's cool that like it actually uses your models, like you can see the accessories in it. It's funny. You can do some real funny things with it.
This must be it. Looks pretty ancient, but I recognize Renan architecture when I see it.
It's seen some beatings. If it stayed sealed all this
Yo,
time,
is this
it's not
Metroid
'cause people
Dread?
left it alone.
It's not just their technology. The Renans build their structures out of special materials too. Strong enough to withstand assaults from Danon tools and weaponry, anyway.
So how the hell are we?
Wow. Impenetrable. Such
Easy.
materials are technology. Yeah, I suppose. What's this room supposed to be? What do they do here, do you wonder? Got like little lecterns.
Phew. That may not have been a fancy feast we just had, but I don't remember the last time I felt this full.
Fancy feast because she's a
Do the
cat.
Renans
I
often
see.
not give you all enough to eat?
A lobby?
It's
a lobby?
never enough.
Oh, of course.
The Renans decide exactly how much we'll have
Classic
and when we'll have
foyer.
it. And that's that. We do our best to get around it. Everyone has to grow their own food and such behind the Renans' backs in order to get by.
He's still ragging on her
Thinking
cooking,
about it
yeah.
now, I wonder if they've always kept it meager so we would never have the energy to try to resist what they've done to us.
Yeah. An empty stomach takes its toll on the body and the spirit after a while.
How does a Renan like you know what it's like?
She's already explained this, man.
I may be
She
Renan,
knows.
but they don't like me either. I could be squeaky clean and they still wouldn't give me anything.
We just ate, lady.
Did your stomach just...
I didn't hear anything.
But you just ate.
Yeah.
How are you already...
I said I didn't hear anything.
They use a lot of these kind of cutscenes. Yeah, that's just kind of how Tales
I
go.
still have some I haven't eaten
They're
yet.
completely optional,
Do you
but
want it?
it can be funny.
Sure.
She looks so excited. Meet a food. Cute little Tsun.
I hate that I can see what's on the other side. I can't just walk in.
No.
It's a defensive barrier. That's how it works. If we want to get through...
Find the mechanism. I see. Wow.
Looks
Engaging.
like this place used to be a supply base of some sort. It probably even dates back to the Great Conquest of 3 centuries ago.
For an abandoned place, sure is crawling with critters. Gotta make...
I wonder how I'll play.
I won't forgive you!
Alright, we made her party leader.
Hear me! Flame of fury! Burning strike!
I need to swap so we can hear her use the new stuff.
Rising Wyvern! Strut! Mirage! Rising Wyvern!
Mega ray!
Here I come! Nicely done, Shion.
Gemini Aqua. That's a bit of a mouthful.
Yeah, you got it.
Mega ray!
Anything for you, princess.
You're mine! Mirage!
I'm only getting...
Hungry. Oh.
This could be useful.
We go left or do we go right? Which route do I take? It's a funny noise. Let's go. Let me see. Can just full blown see the entire map, huh? Let's go the other way. It's giving me vibes to that one dungeon in Skyward Sword where you get the vacuum. With all the sand everywhere.
An opponent like this should be easy.
Hear me! Flame of fury! Burning strike!
Blade! Rising Wyvern!
Here I go! You're mine! Sighted!
She's definitely less exciting to play.
It's over!
I'm only getting... Hear me! Flame of fury! Burning... Here I go! It's over!
Rising Wyvern!
There!
No escape! Swallow Blade!
Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna turn him back to party leader, unfortunately.
Our work is done here.
I was hoping I could just walk around as her.
I'm right behind you, Shion.
I think she's right behind us, man. We never see her. This is menacing. What are ye? Oh, you're a chest.
Is this
Understandable.
a chest of some sort?
A Renin kind, yeah. We should definitely hold on to what's inside.
Haven. Is he the guy making the funny noise? That is snoring.
Out of our way!
Rising Wyvern!
Where are you going?
This one's all mine!
Here I go! You're mine!
Turn the tables on him.
There are still more left!
Right. No time to hold back. Got flyers.
I've got this! Let a marksman handle it!
I'm not done. All yours.
Got image first. Sure.
I'm not done.
Sighted!
Mirage.
I'm only
You're
getting
finished.
started!
Swallow Blade.
By the power of
By the power of water.
That's what I like to hear.
I think I can jump this. Wow. Platforming in my video game. Oh god. A tab up. The classic image. I think about this one a lot. Did you know when the man for the McDonald's asked and had the mayonnaise and the employee went and put on the side burger and not when, how and when the picture was taken it was mayonnaise and the McDonald's? I do know about it a lot. You did not know? Well, I'm glad you've been enlightened. Glad we could all learn something today. It's a chest. Now you do. Are you a Sprite fan, Luffy? Or is that just like a random gift sub you got there? I see you using her emote slot. I was like, hell yeah. She's a favorite.
Eat dirt.
Eat dirt. Starting to attend this streams more because someone gave you tier 2. Wow. That's crazy. Not like this fits in with yours good. Yeah, they look good together.
Looks like we won.
Chamomile. Yeah, I know. I like Sprite. She's real nice. Good taste, I suppose. This is where we came up. Wait, they said this place was impenetrable. There's just a massive hole in the ceiling. Could they really not have gotten in here?
We've been walking around for a while now. Can we give up already?
What, you're tired?
Tired of something, alright.
Oh,
I'm not giving up until we search every inch of this place.
sure.
Really determined to find those
Tired of
things.
something already.
No choice. Here I come. Rising Wyvern. You're on. Here I come.
I never miss!
It's over.
This is it!
You're on.
Go! You're
Take this.
mine!
It's over.
Gemini Aqua!
Gemini Aqua.
We're in good form.
He's a rude boy. Thinks just because he wears that mask, he can say anything he wants. Very, very rude.
Let's dispose of the trash.
Rising Wyvern.
By the power
You're mine. Swallow blade.
Here I
Come
come!
one, come all.
Come one, come all.
Try harder. Not a chance. Strike. Rising Wyvern. You're on.
It's over! By the power of water!
You're mine.
That's what the point of the mask is. Yes, of course.
All mine.
So he can be rude.
You picked the wrong fight. Take this. Ah!
Nicely done.
Turn the video, no worries, Luffy. Enjoy your video. Where was that? Assume the elevator's forward. Oh god.
Ah, guess I misread the landing.
Wait, did that hurt? Did we take falling damage? We did not. Just whining. Where was the locked door? Let's cross that. Oh, that's not the jump button. This is out. I'm lost, guys. Okay, this way. That's where I was going. Yo. It's in a funny red chest. Pierce Emblem. An emblem that raises penetration, Awoga. Historically is worn not only when confronting armored fighters, but even when storming
I found some equipment.
So it's an
Let me take a
accessory
look
then.
at it.
Penetration 30%. Third of the way there. Ooh. If we can combine them, make an even stronger penetration. Get to 100% in one day. Residential quarter. Think of it hydrate bridge.
Is this Renin technology? I'm amazed you guys can pull something like this off.
For us, sites like this are completely normal.
Even stronger. Like over 100%. Sounds dangerous.
This must be...
The former owner's old wardrobe, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how long they've hung here. They don't look like they've aged a day.
Does this look like some sci-fi stuff? Because we're in a Renin building.
It'll have to do.
The space alien people. That's how his hands guy died.
Listen, I get it. You care how you look. But we've got places to...
He's stunned. Awoke. Thought the bad guys are alien. And see him blushing through the mask. Da drip. Cat girl night. Let's
What
go.
is it?
Pretty lady.
No. Nothing.
She got a
We've
new
kept Zephyr
gun
and the
skin
others
now,
waiting long
too.
enough. We should head back.
Them thigh highs, let's go, yeah. Blue Rose. Noble Scarlet and Scarlet
Okay,
Tiara.
let's head back to Ulzebek.
You're in a
Paid
good
for
mood.
the
Were you
skins,
that happy
yeah.
to find a new outfit?
I don't know what
Shoot
you're
me,
talking about. I'm the
lady.
same as ever.
That'll equip it all, I assume. Wow. Pretty. It's a little ragged, but it's cute. I like the lace all up in the arms up to the neck. It's cute. When you're walking, though. I like the subtle ear bounce. Look at that. It's wonderful. Or we can give her like double ears. Wow. Snazzy. We're absolutely overshadowed, just shadowed by her absolute drip as compared to us with our pirate attire. Let's go. Oh, the enemies are back.
Get lost!
I'll take you all off! You're on! Rising Wyvern!
I'm only
You're
getting
finished.
started.
Here I come! You're finished!
Every time she says by the power of water, I hear man, you know? By the power of Grayskull, kind of a thing.
That gun of yours is real handy in a pinch.
It takes a true marksman to use.
Well, can't think of anyone better than you, Xion.
Aww. It's cute. Can't think of a better person to
Looks like it
wield
could
a
be
gun
worth
next to
something.
me than you, Xion.
There.
Let's go.
Right, here goes!
Oh, that was some dodge.
Rising Wyvern! You're on! You're finished! Here I come! Try harder! Rising Wyvern! We did it!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Saying these little ones like we fought a bigger one before.
Our work is done
Just
here.
about the biggest
Let's
enemy
move.
we've seen,
I'm right
Shion.
behind you, Shion.
What you got?
You said before that this probably used to be a supply depot, right? But Nay thought it was a Renin castle. I wonder what it actually is.
Who knows?
You'd think that the Renin
Who
would know.
knows?
What, can't I not know something? You didn't think I knew every last thing about my own kind, did you?
I didn't say that.
Kind of implied it though.
From what I've heard, a lot of the materials that were initially brought over from Rena 300 years ago were repurposed for other things over time. So it's entirely possible that this place used to be both a supply depot and a lord's castle at different points in time. They're not mutually exclusive. I couldn't tell you when the lord's castle moved to its current location, though. Well, satisfied?
She said like she didn't know
Thank
things,
you.
but she explained
You
a whole
know, for
lot there.
telling me about all that.
It's not like I mentioned anything that useful. Come on, let's keep moving.
That lore.
Want to get back to Ulzebek?
Yeah, we better. We don't have time to waste.
Someone's in a hurry.
Fast travel. It's kind of cringe. Faster campgrounds and other locations you unlock fast travel. Map and pinpoint. Be inaccessible at certain times in the story. Let's see. It's fast travel right next to us. Let's see what it does. Wow. No animation or anything.
I
Let's
hate
see.
camping out.
I'm just gonna walk back. We like the experience. The cart. Oh, hello.
Let's dispose of the trash.
Demon Fang!
Burning strike!
Rising Wyvern!
By the power
Mirage!
of water!
Take it! Demon Fang! It's on!
Mega ray! By the power of
Eat
water!
dirt!
Mega ray!
You're mine!
Here
Mirage!
it's over!
Here I come!
It's weakened!
This
It's
ends
weakened and dead. Immediately after.
Barely a blip on our radar.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting Final Fantasy 15 vibes from all this.
Now. An opponent like this should be easy.
As far as like how some of the systems work together.
Mirage!
And even just like the
You're mine! You're finished!
the dialogue between the characters, it feels very similar.
Rising Wyvern!
And the fact that there's not the iconic Tails cooking system,
Swallow Blade!
but instead it's exactly the same as Final Fantasy does it.
Escape! Rising Wyvern! Mirage!
Very much invokes that feeling, you know?
Looks like it could be worth something.
It just makes me want to replay Final Fantasy 15. And by replay, I mean go back and actually finish the darn thing. So maybe one day.
Gotta break through! Rising Wyvern! Demon Fang!
Hey, Yuki, how you doing?
Wyvern!
Flip foot up.
Flip
Flipor.
Here I come!
Yes, hello, Bones. How you doing?
Rising Wyvern! Mirage!
Oh, mama,
Our work
dude,
is done here.
I'm doing good.
Let's move.
I'm right behind you,
How are
Shion.
you? How are you hanging? How's your weekend
Here goes.
been?
Rising Wyvern! Slash! It's on!
Played some Hunt Showdown.
Here I come!
I've read some good stuff about that.
Blue escape!
You're vibing, yeah.
Rising Wyvern!
Let me help.
Hunt Showdown, that's like
Slash!
Battle Royale, but like
Mine!
survival-y, right?
It's over. Mega
Rising
You have to hunt beasts and eat them and whatever. Kinda sorta? Yeah.
Looks like we won.
It's time to vibe down. Fair, fair. It's that kind of night, hey? No, no, no? Oh, okay. I haven't actually seen any gameplay of it or anything. I've just kind of assumed from what I've heard. Historical monster hunting. Ah, I see.
Right. No time to hold back.
Hey, Work Point. How you doing? Thank you for the follow. How you doing today?
All yours.
A PvP and PvE. Oh,
We're in good form.
interesting. I'm so cool and smooth. Aw. I appreciate that. It's very sweet of you. I don't know if I'd classify myself as cool. I don't know if any of my regulars would either, but I appreciate it. Clippers is very okay. I guess if my mods say it, I have to believe it. Clippers is cool. See, I know someone here is speaking the truth. It had to be one, like, naturally. Very smooth voice. You're just like, my entire arm is just smooth, man. You guys don't know this, but I have very soft skin. Smooth arm awogue. I suck eggs, honestly. You're right. Stop, so smooth it's uncomfortable. I'm sorry. Sometimes it's too smooth. Don't you know about my soft skin? Okay. No, keep going. Ooh.
I won't forgive you.
Rising Wyvern. I'm not done. Swallow blade.
Smile.
Swallow blade. Take this.
Here, let me help.
Take this.
I get bit. Wow.
Rising Wyvern. Damn it.
That's aggressive.
Swallow blade.
It's so smooth. It's like those blue paths in Sonic Heroes. Frictionless. Oh no. It's dangerous. How are you supposed to walk on them and frictionless? It's caution. Smooth when I don't know, I feel like I don't have the creativity today. Normally I'd jump at the chance of something like that. Kind of a quiplash champion. But when flippery, smooth when dry. Fair. I mean slippery when wet, smooth when dry. Does that make sense? Smooth when smoothened, I suppose.
Onward and upward.
This'll hurt me. I don't feel pain after all. Yo, Moxesu. Thank you for that follow. I really appreciate it. Smooth when frightened. Ooh. I don't think I'm smooth when I'm frightened, I'm gonna be honest. Yay, hi. How you doing? Smooth when frightened, it's a defense mechanism. You know what? I feel like I can kind of relate, honestly. I feel like if I were to play like Fatal Frame, you know, scary ghost lady pops out, I'd be like, hey, how you doing? To cope with my frightened stuff, you know? I could see
wonder
that.
if something happened.
Oh no, there was a quest. We didn't pick it up. It just slides off. Get prickly when frightened. What does that even mean? You're alright, smooth as sandpaper. You're right. Slick tautology. I want to play horror games so bad, man. I do intend to play Fatal Frame when it comes out. The new one. So I guess there you go. And Maya has played Orb, I suppose, but like Roblox. Hey, you're that Iron Mask that Zephyr brought in, yeah? Can I ask you a small favor?
Yeah.
Appreciate you being so quick to help. Here's the deal, we're running short on food. Okay, granted, it's something of an ongoing problem around here. So around here doesn't give us much to offer, and our crops are doing even worse than it in usual lately. What else to go fetching you crazy? Just some wheat and potatoes. Already got it.
Huh?
That's exactly what I'm looking for. You sure I can have it? Much as we need fresh food that grows out in the wild, we can't just ask anyone to go pick it. With all the Zoogles running around. Don't mind if you go ahead and help myself to what you got. You're a big help. We wouldn't exactly afford to risk stirring up a hornet's nest, reducing the bright eyes cut and all. Well, there's extra food, now you can go feed all the kiddos who've had to go hungry of late. I'm glad to hear it. I was happy to do what I can to help. Might not be able to see your face, but I can tell you're a good soul. Not much to offer you in return, but I can teach you a recipe that's really easy to prepare if you like. I'm talking about the ones that uses wheat, I already know that. Yeah, the only recipe that uses wheat. In that case, how about a potato recipe? It's also simple to fix and tastes good. Lifesaver when you're real hungry.
Thanks.
Should operate in tip-top shape on it's done. What did we learn? Steamed potatoes. Hell yeah. It's called the monsters. Yeah, the Zoogles is it's a weird word. Isn't that the Wii U one, the bad one? I have no idea, honestly, Damon.
I'll take what I can get,
I've never
really.
played
Let's cook it next time we make camp.
the Fatal Frame general. But the new one seems cute. Oh, I wanted to hand in the quest, Stinky.
Crap.
Crap! Zephyr, we got a huge problem. Something bigger than our attack on Balsam's castle. Don't have time to worry about anything else, right? Yes, bigger than that. Bright Eyes. They started massacring folks all over Calaglia.
What?
Must be after your master core. Guess the enemy must be getting serious about retrieving it. How's my Zephyr impression? You think I feel like I'm spot on. But she laughs so derisively, yeah. Me, why not? It must be if they're willing to kill the slaves they need to harvest astral energy. Moss School got hit real bad.
No way.
What? You sure about that? Positive. Closest town to where we attacked them earlier. Feel bad for our people there, but them's the breaks.
Damn it!
Bastard. You really zipped on out of there.
Just where do you think you're going?
You know where.
Did a better job of Zephyr than
What good is it
Zephyr
going to do to-
thanks.
I don't need your permission.
Kind of a voice actor. Find the zoo. Oh, right. That's the wrong guy. Where's the quest we had to hand in? I guess it was the main quest, huh? So maybe we did actually hand that in. It was just like a world map. It's very, descriptive. Was OJ narrator when? If you could get me a script, I would do it for you. I think that'd be funny. Does it feel more emotional if we spent more than 2 seconds in Moss School? Have we even been to Moss School yet, though? I think that's the next town, isn't it? Because we're in Uzbek right now, right? I don't know if I've heard the word Moss School yet. And if we have, then I guess it's that bad. Is that where we started? I don't think so. Like we were in the something or other mines, right? The fact that I have to say something or other kind of says something about it, huh? Shoot, what was I gonna do? Hella. You're at toxicity. Mines are where you went after you blew up the train. Maybe? I don't know. Where's the quest telling us to go? The Kurd garrison. Is that this way? It must be, because that's where we logged out. So it's a different direction than we started. So that's the way forward. Soldiers news. Oh god. That's cool. Very interesting area. I flip his voice and stuff for Saki since that mod exists. That's true. Let's see, Big Bang Better. Is that good enough? I'd feel bad overwriting their work though. The Saki voice actor is very good. Cooking today. Like all sorts of stuff. Experience boost item. Back up. What's up? Heal HP after battle. T. What does T mean as opposed to L? Tiny? Maybe? It's our favorite meal, so let's do it.
All done.
Zhang Manga.
Come and eat.
I've heard good stuff about Saki, like the I guess manga. I thought it was an anime. I've never been quite so into Mahjong to follow it though. He could be so emotional about a random town though. Yeah, I think he's more just emotional about the loss of life, which again, why would he? He doesn't remember anything. But I guess we have to be the moral good guy. Alright, homies. I think we're gonna call it here for now. We're at a nice starting point in town here. Got our buff. Ready to go. Make our way to Moscow. It's time. I think it's gonna be the start of town. You're placing bets. I'm betting it is not. That is my analysis. But I guess maybe it could be a big circle and we head back from above or something, but I doubt it. But yeah, I think that's me for tonight. Get the save here. Get the manuals in, even though there's autosave. You never know. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Nice stream. No, you're nice. Haha. Sorry, I don't know how to accept praise. A little stare into his beautiful black eyes while we look at some raid. Can't actually go back there. Your map starts at the mines. That's true, I suppose. Oh god. God, I need to alt tab. Yo, idle motion? What's he doing? What are you doing with that hand? You're like, whoa, I have arms. Fun stream? Thank you, Dunk. How'd you think so? Wow. He's so surprised. Right, who we got? Who is up? Gamers. Oh, wow. A lot of people on, but not many that we haven't raided already. I'm gonna send you guys over to Die. It's been a while since we raided them. They're a magical boy. They doing some art. Let me see what they're doing. What exactly it is they are arting. They're drawing some sort of goblin lady. I think they might be doing fan art. Quick scuffed art for people. You're looking cute. So I'm gonna send you guys over to Daishima, and I hope you enjoy it. And what day is it? It is Saturday, I believe. Yes, so we'll be back tomorrow. Haven't decided yet what game I'm gonna play because we did finish both of the games we've been playing recently. I'm thinking I might do something puzzly, maybe. We'll see. I'll You'll figure out tomorrow, 7 p.m. MST. And sent us to die. Yeah. Welcome to the Ghost Gang. Sonic Adventures 1. Is that a puzzle game? Hey, yo. Is it like witness levels? 19k more mail. Could be. Wow. Alright. I gotta help. I'm gonna send you guys over to die. And enjoy. Send that raid message we got there. Ghost Gang raid with whatever emotes you got. I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Could be for all you. Man. Good night, Flipper. Good night, Foul. Take it easy.
Guys, you know, because you guys, I know people love these redeems.